Happy Thursday, Captain Cody here on this beautiful Thursday morning for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. Odex, I'm so sorry your DOI didn't get shown. Your DOI didn't get shown. Let me give you some points because you were robbed, my friend. I'm sorry. 250 points back to you. Welcome back, everybody. I'm so happy to have you all here on this this absolutely beautiful Thursday morning. I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friends. I am so happy to be here. We got the whole crew. We got the whole crew here. It's amazing. Orobox. That is Orob X? Orobo X? How do we pronounce it? I don't know. I'm going to go with Orobox. Orobo X, Arabo X, a Robo X, a Robo X. That's how I'm gonna sing your name today, a Robo X. Welcome to the crew, my friend. Happy, what's today? Thursday. Folks, I've got to, hang on, folks, bear with me here. I got to change this text here. This text here should say today, game dev Thursday. Dancing, rhythm, game, exclamation point, AMA, exclamation point, showcase is another one. What are some other commands? We have exclamation point, question. There we go. Perfect. I couldn't think of what else. Oh, exclamation point, WAT. Oh, I forgot to update my WAT command. Hang on, folks. We got exclamation point, WAT. And which will say the wrong thing. Oh no, what? That's right. Like, hang on. Are you hanging on? Grab your desk. Everyone grab your desk. I don't want you to go flying away on me. Oh no, undo that. That's not what I wanted to do. Where's the center? There we go. All right, I gotta update my whack command. I love the energy. Orobo X, I'm so happy you're here, my friend. Everyone, I'm so glad the whole crew's here. It's been a wonderful day, Smab. Happily, as usual, I'm not here, Smab. That's okay. We love that you're close enough. Also, Melted Monster Games, so much thank you for being here, folks. I forgot to update my whack command. Give me a second. Thank you so much again. Thank you for the follow, a Robo X, folks, we're gonna get going here in just a moment. I forgot. I gotta update my whack text. Look, we're gonna look behind the scene. We use Firebot here. We got all sorts of dumb commands on here. The whack text. All right, what are we doing today? Welcome to Game Dev Thursday. Today, hang on. I wrote a whole message out to put in here, and then I forgot to put it in here. Oh, you ever just get too excited, and then today, again, get ready. Here we go. Get ready to bust a move with the ultimate rhythm game. That's what we're doing. Insert clever name here. Perfect. If you have any questions, okay, boom, test it. Let's do the whack command. Whack. Did it work? There it goes. All right, folks. Perfect. Solved it. Our whack command is working look. All right, let's try that again. Folks, you ready? Here, we're gonna try it again. Happy Thursday, Captain Coder here on this beautiful Thursday morning. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful day. Any day I can wake up and code with the crew. It's a beautiful day. That's right, Corfless. First try. We got it on the first take, everybody. Got it on the first take. So happy to have you all here with me. I want to just say thank you guys so much for being here with me on this beautiful morning, this beautiful afternoon. Nailed it, Audax, that's right, nailed it. I just want to thank you all for being here. Sigian, thank you for being here, my friend. I'm so excited to have the whole crew with us on this beautiful morning. Sigian, I'm so happy you're here. Audax, I'm so happy you're here. Thindle, welcome back, my friend. Audax, yeah, it sounds like you're having some crazy coding implementation stuff going on. That's what happens. If you're a real programmer, you're just gonna smash your head against the wall all day long until you get really good at one thing, and then you learn a new thing, and you gotta smash your head against the wall again. You gotta smash your head against the wall every day if you want to be a programmer. Bio, it's so nice to have you back, my friend. So nice to have you back. Bio just posted. Hang on, Bio, let's pull this up. Let's get this going. Bio's our resident musical expert, folks. Musical expert. Is this, you need to click link to get the exact moment. Bio, this looks like copyright music. I'm not going to play copyright music on there. If it's dead mouse, it's actually copyrighted music. But we'll check it out. I will listen to it off stream, my friend. Corfless, I'm so glad you're back. I hope you do well. I know you had to turn in your assignment. I hope your assignment does well. You can mute the stream audio. I could mute the stream audio, but then no one could hear it. No one could hear it if I mute the stream audio. Only me. And watching me do this. With no music. Who really wants to see that? Who wants to see that? Maybe everyone does. I don't know. I don't know, we can take a vote on it. Wavy, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. We can still hear the music. I know, Corpus, because I didn't mute it. That's right. That's right. Wavy, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Wavy, you got to get your girlfriend. I know you're. What? That's right. That's right, Thindle. That's right. Look, Wavy, I know you got to. Thank you for the doy. Wavy, your girlfriend's confused right here. You got to get her in the room. Go, wake her up. Be like, hey, come on. You gotta see why I'm so excited this morning. See the Captain Coder. Get us drinking our bean water. Drink that bean water. Everyone take a sip of your fresh water. Oh, it's good. It's good. She's not going out of here this morning. That's why you gotta shake her. Look, if you don't shake, look, hey.
You in the back, pay attention.
If you really want to wake someone up, you got to put your hands under the mattress and lift, and it'll cause a toppling effect to happen.
Whoa.
Exactly. Thank you for the whoa, Corpless. I appreciate it. All right. And I just appreciate all you guys being here. Folks, did you go Melted Monster Games? How you doing, my friend? It's so nice to have you here. Guys, I just got to get a little promotion out here for Melted Monster Games. We need to get a new video. Melted Monster, when you got a new video for us, let me know. But guys, Dreeg, coming to a Steam near you. Look at this incredible game.
Whoa.
Look at this incredible game. Thank you for the whoa, Arobo X. Melted Monster Games making a JRPG mashup between Zillion, Metroid, and Zelda. Dreeg, I can't wait to play it. Look at, you see that portals, you see those enemies, you see all that. That's amazing stuff. And that's an old video. Just imagine how it looks now. Give Melted Monster Games some love, folks. Go check it out. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. MMO Pug, I'm so glad you're back, my friend. It's so nice to see you on this beautiful day. Folks, you guys don't know MMO Pug. Incredible. He's MMO Pug. You warm my heart. MMO Pug, it made us all that fancy swag we did a bunch of giveaways for. Look at these beautiful laser engraved tumblers here. Look, I know I'm not supposed to share my real name with you guys, but I can't help it. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful this is. I love it. Thank you so much, MMO Pug. We love you. My friend. All that swag we were doing giveaways with earlier this year came from MMO Pug. Incredible human being, incredible friend. Love you, my friend. Also, I want to thank Robo X. Thank you again for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Smab, thank you for being here. Lovell, that's your real name. Lovell. That's exactly right. I said Sinus Kiss Day, but it might be Sinus Kiss Day. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sure I am. Look, I want you to feel welcome here. If I pronounce your name wrong, do not hesitate to correct me, because I love you guys and you deserve to be treated well, and I want you to feel welcome here. And Gordy and Go Games, thank you for being here today. So folks, what are we working on today? What the heck are we working on today? The badge is only loaded now for me. I don't understand. Folks, if I missed something in the chat, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get myself bogged down in the chat these days. It's hard for me. I try and catch it as I go. But Melted Monster Games, you're welcome, my friend. No, thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Did you know, though, we have a questions command. If you want me to see something, if you really want me to see something, you want me to ask something, do ! Question, and it will add it to, look, I have a question queue here. Bear with me just a second. Watch, check this out. This saves these things for me to look at later. Question: which bear is best? All right, watch, check this out. Question: which bear is best? Boom! Saves it in there. Show you keyboard. The Rhodium Man wants to see my keyboard. What are you gonna give me, Rhodium Man? What are you gonna give me? You want to see my keyboard? Look, it's gonna cost you. What you gonna do for me? What is sub? Oh, okay. All right, we'll get a sub in here. All right, folks, check out I'm just kidding. I used the Kinesis. I used the Kinesis Advantage. Here's my keyboard. Here. Got those wrist pads. attached to it here. I love this keyboard. It's a workhorse of a keyboard. Absolutely. All right, Rotom. All right. As much as you might try, you'll find there's no sub button on this channel. Where to get it? You can just search for Kinesis Advantage. Advantage Pro Kinesis. Maybe I should do an exclamation point here. What is it easy to learn? I missed what you were asked. Spout test. Can you ask again? Easy to learn what? Easy to learn. The badge is only loaded for me now. Oh, the keyboard. Using the keyboard. The company is a Kinesis. Maybe I should make an exclamation point here. All right, but folks, what are we doing today? I've been using it for like over 10 years now. I'm not sure. I don't think it was hard to learn. It's the same layout as a normal keyboard, except your control and stuff are on your thumbs. The one downside is the space keys only on the right side. Thank you for the nice bio test. Thank you for the nice. The Rhodium Man. Rhodium. The Rhodium Man has followed me today. The Rhodium Man. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Captain Coder's Academy. Folks, you might be asking yourself, why does the Captain have this silly XKCD comic on the screen today? Why do I have this silly comic on the screen? Because what are we doing? We are going to, today is Thursday. Today is Mechanically Challenged Thursday, where we try and implement a game mechanic. Folks. And what are we going to try to implement? Well, one of my favorite games is the Dance Revolution. And so we're going to see if we can implement a basic rhythm game. We're going to see if we can, not even a rhythm game, prototype how we're going to look at how we might approach creating a rhythm game. ITC, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. I'm sorry I didn't say hello. Welcome back. How the heck have you been, ITC students? I hope you're doing beautifully well. ITC, you didn't show up in my... Oh, it is. I just missed it. McNets, you're here too, McNets. How are you doing, my friend? For some reason, my log didn't update. And Dragon Spirit Games, I hope you guys are doing well. I might buy the DDR. Try making a game for that. All right, so let me tell you what. Don't buy a DDR machine, because those are expensive. Instead, here, let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see here. You can get DDR pads for relatively cheap. So this is a dance pad. Look at that. So we're gonna make a game. This has look at all the peripherals on this. The peripherals. It has a USB. It has a dingling. It has a jingling, and it has one of these inserter boys. Right. So it has all the different endpoints you can imagine. A USB, a dingling, and an inserter boy. Can put them anywhere you want. It goes in all of your machines. It's beautiful. I love it. I use it. Look, the captain got a little thick. Here in the last couple of years. So the captain, look, cardio is not my friend, but we're trying. We're trying. And dance machine, patter, whatever you might want to call it. It's making it a little bit easier to focus. All right, folks, this camera's. See if we can get this camera centered here. Look, come on, hang on. Whoa, hang on, slow down. Nope, zoom back. Hang on. We can get this. Stop it. All right, it's a little hard to do here. Let's switch it. Hard to do when it's that little box on my screen. There we go. There's the captain space. All right, folks. So we are gonna try and implement a little dancing, really the rhythm part of it. See if we can get the timing set up. And so I did a little bit before stream. I made these arrow graphics. All right, so I made these arrow graphics in the Inkscape. Let's get the Inkscape open here so you guys can see it. And I made this scene. I haven't written any code. I just made these graphics and put these things on the screen and sort of have an idea of how I'm going to approach it. ITC, I've been absolutely wonderful, my friend. I'm doing absolutely well. I started, my summer ended. It's still summer, but my summer vacation ended yesterday. I started working and I'm so excited to be back at school teaching. My first classes were yesterday, and I'm having such a fun time with it. My new students are going to be amazing. I'm teaching my new classes. So I made these. So here's the idea. This one is this one's not actually white. This one's an outline here. And so I made these. I created a little sprite sheet for these. So we got our sprats. And so we can pull these in and swap. Oh, come on, switch to the scene. Switch to the scene. So we have these guys. Oh boy, like that. So I'm a little bit torn. And now set up the canvas. All right, can I just swap? Hang on. Right arrow template. If I duplicate this, right arrow, put this in there. There we go. And now we can have. We'll do minus 700 like that. If I swap the order, there we go. It'd be something like that. So you could have your different arrows like that. Oh, my summer break was amazing, ITC. One of the best summers I've had. And so the idea here is these arrows are going to be moving up. The green are going to be on beats. The blues are going to be off beats. And then the reds will be 16 notes. So I don't know if we're actually going to get all the way there. But here's sort of how I have my scene set up. Here's the idea I have for doing this, because I haven't actually written this yet. We're gonna see if we can write it today. Here's the idea I have, is that we have if you hit the fake arrows, you lose. Add in the bombs. Yeah, that'd be rude. Very rude. Where did I go on vacation? I was just on summer break. I went all over the place, my friend. We went to where did we go? I went to Kansas City. I went to California. I went to Missouri. I went to Missoula. I went to Zizix. I went to France. I went to Paris. I went to England. It was a great summer. I went all over the place. I went hiking. I went camping. I went horseback riding. Look, I rode a horse all the way around the globe. Nonstop. It was a horse, boat, plane, Pegasus, unicorn. It was amazing. Absolutely wonderful vacation, folks. But yeah, sorry. All right, so here's the idea. Here's the thought I'm having. All right, here's the thought I'm having. At least England weather has decent this year. Yeah. We got to get the timing right. You didn't see me in England, Smab. Look, it's because I wore a mask. I'm too popular these days. I got to wear a mask and one of those hats everywhere I go so I don't get bombarded by the Captain Coder fans. But the idea here is I'm going to have these tracks. And what I might actually do is I want to populate this track. So my idea is I take these tracks, all right? I have this target arrows here, but these are just going to be on the screen. When I tap some keys, I'm going to make, so if I tap the input for this, it's going to make the arrow it's not like that, but it'll just grow just a little bit. So you'll have the inputs increasing. The scale of it will change when you tap the key. Okay. So that's one thing I want to do. When you tap the key, the input would change. But basically, we're going to populate this arrow track. Did see someone in a mask. It was me. That was me. It is a person in a mask. That's right. All right. So this arrow track, I'm going to pre-populate the arrow track with all of the steps that we're going to have. Okay. And then it's just going to slide up the screen. So it's going to be pre-populated with all of the arrows that we're going to have for our game, set in the correct spot, and then it's just going to slide up the screen based on a specific amount of time. So we're going to have a beats per minute, and then it's going to slide up the screen. Essentially, each one of these is 200 pixels tall. So if we go up, hang on, what do we start at? 0. What did I have it set up? Yeah. So these are set up so if they're at 0, position 0, they're actually directly on it. All right. So when these are going to get positioned, so negative, they're 200. 200 is the size of our beat. We're going to position these exactly like that. Biotest, great suggestions. We're going to see what we can get done today, right? So we don't have infinite amount of time, but we're going to try and get the basic idea in here. We're going to take something that we've built. We're going to load it in here into it. So we're going to build up our moves. And then this arrow track is going to slide. It's going to slide up the screen. So as it goes, every beat, quote unquote, every beat, it's going to slide up, and it's going to be on essentially a tween, an animation tween that says every beat, it's going to slide up the screen. So that's the idea I have right now, is to have it slide up the screen like that. We're going to have it generate our level, so to speak. We're where we have these different things in there. So there's a couple things I need to define. There's a couple things I need to think about on how we get this set up. The first one is, what is the data format? How are we going to encode the data so that we can represent our arrows in data and then have that be loaded into the scene, right? So that is one of the big ones. And so I think I'm going to make a scriptable object that we can use to define our moves. It's just gonna be a list of the notes as they come. Okay, and so let's take a look at what that will look like. I created a new behavior here just to make sure my script could connect in here. But I'm gonna start off by defining a couple data types. Let's come in here. We're gonna call this what would be a good scripts rhythm. These aren't going to be mono behaviors, rhythms. So we have a song, and a song is made up of beats, and yeah. All right. So let's just hop in. Let's make a new thing here. We're gonna create a C# script. This is gonna be called a song. All right. So we're gonna have a song. This is not a mono behavior. It's not a mono behavior. This is going to be, it does need to be serialized, but essentially a song is going to be a list, public list of notes or hits. I need to come up with a name for things, but I think I'm going to call them notes because I'm a rhythm, beats maybe. So it's going to be a list of beats, I believe. Let's try a list of beats. We call it beats, like that. And so the idea with a beat is it's going to contain which pad you have to press, basically which pad you have to press and the amount of time between them, I believe. So let's take a look at how we might implement that. So let's create another one, song. So we'll create a new file here that's going to be called beat. Public class beat, like that. And we got to switch over to Unity to get it to compile this class for us so that it'll find it here. But the idea, and this is why I'm saying, like, I'm not quite sure beat is the right thing. But we'll say we're gonna have a public int duration, like this. I believe these need to be serializable so we can access them, serializable. So we can access them in the inner. So there's going to be a duration on a beat along with, and we might make these a struct, a list of the arrow pads, the directions that we have, a list of, and this could be an array as well, or a set. Maybe a set would be better, but I'm going to go with a list for here. Directions or arrows, inputs, a list of beats. That's right. Then I couldn't think of a better name. Recreate. Recreate. I don't know what that word means. I've never seen that word before. But yeah, so we're gonna have a list of beats, and a beat has a duration and then a list of inputs. Although input feels like the wrong word, so we're gonna call this direction. So these recursive beat, recursive beats. These will be the user input directions. Maybe we'll just call it arrows because those are a list of arrow. And then we'll have an enum. So the idea I'm trying to come up with here is public enum. If someone has a better name for this for me, arrow. Basically, this is up, left, up, left, up, right, down. So what I'm trying to define here is left, down, upright. Let's go left, down, upright, just so it's the same order. Left, down, upright, like this. So it matches the screen. Pad might be, yeah, so pad. I like that. I'm gonna go with pad. Good call, Thindle. Pad is better than arrow. Duration tells us how many beats it is. Yeah, I hadn't finished this. This is gonna be the pads. And what I'm gonna do here is gonna be a little bit different. I'm actually gonna make this a flags enum. All right, pad. I'm gonna call it pads, like this. And I think I'm gonna make this a struct real quick. And the reason I'm going to make it a flags enum is because it can be any number of this. It can be none or all of them. With the word, you can add a northwest pad in the future. That's true. That's true. So I think we're going to do it this way. And this is going to be 0B. This will make a little bit more sense in a moment. And I don't, maybe this is stupid to do actually, but I like this. Throwing out ideas for the future, I love it. I love it. Look. If you're not over engineering, what are you even doing? Are you really programming if you're not over engineering for the future? Over engineer. Look, Captain Coder advice. This is our not tip of the day. This is our don't do it today. 1, 2, 4, 8. I feel like that's easier to read. I feel like this, to me, this is easier to read because it tells me which position the bullet. It's interesting how people feel that way. I actually feel like this is easier to read too. I like my curly braces. Thindle, yeah. Do it using bit shifting. Yeah, you could do that as a bit shift. I don't know if you could do it as the assignment there that way. You probably can. It probably optimizes out. All right, so duration. This is the number of. So we're gonna break our beats down into 16ths. 16ths is the smallest we can do. So this is where I'm like, I'm not sure our duration is exactly on here, but duration essentially is what we're gonna do here. All the zeros before. Okay, so here let's talk about why I'm doing it this way. Let's get our song is actually going to be a scriptable object. A scriptable object. What do I put here? I forget what I put here to make it a menu item. Menu entry. Is this what I do? Menu entry. How do I make a menu? Create asset menu. There we go. Create asset menu. File name is going to be song. Menu name is going to be funky captain dance. Funky dancer pro. Funky dancer pro. That's gonna be the name of our game. Funky dancer pro / song like this. So we're just gonna have a list of beats, and honestly, since we're gonna be defining it as a scriptable object, just make it an array of beats. So I'm going to see how we do, what this looks like if we go and make one of these things. The idea is, song. We're able to specify how long something is. So duration is going to tell us how long something can be here. Bot, thank you so much for that. Community Showcase, Saturday, September 16th, folks. Saturday, September 16th. I want you guys to share what you've been working on. Are you making a game? Are you learning an algorithm? Are you taking a class on music? Whatever you happen to be doing, we're gonna have a showcase Saturday, September 16th. Remember to submit your work on Discord to sign up for that, because we're gonna be showing it off. We had a wonderful showcase last time, and I wanna see what you guys are working on. Works in progress, absolutely welcome. Travel the world, welcome back to the stream, my friend. It's so nice to see you. I'm having a beautiful morning. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day. How the heck are you, Travel the world? I hope you've been having a wonderful day yourself. Okay, so I just want to make sure when we put this into our scene, into a game, when we make one of these, we have it. I've looked through the first 3 hours of the last algorithm course you'll ever need. The only thing I've learned is the names of a couple sorting algorithms that I already knew about. Well, you know, it's some people haven't learned about sorting algorithms. Some people haven't learned about sorting algorithms. All right, so we're gonna create a folder. We'll call this songs, and we're gonna come in here. We're gonna create a new Funky Dancer Pro. So check it out, Funky Dancer Pro. So folks, if you haven't used scriptable objects before, it's a scriptable object allows us to create a data container file. And I've created a menu item called Funky Dancer Pro /song, and it's going to create a file called song. So I come in here and create Funky Dance Pro song, and now I can create a song. Generate. I need someone give me what's a good name for a song. What's a good name for a song? Someone give me a name of a song. Someone name me a song. Someone give me a name. All right, so I can come in here and I can actually define my beat. Boop the snoot, boop the snoot, boop that, boop the snoot. Perfect song name. Muniz, thank you for that. Points, add Muniz. Excellent song name, 50 points to you, my friend. All right, so the idea is we're going to be able to specify things. So for example, our song might start out with 4 empty beats, 4 empty beats. And then we come down here and we say, okay, up, left, down, right. So we're going to go beat 5, duration 1, up. And then we're going to go left, 2, left. Oh, and we got to uncheck up, uncheck, not uncheck. Oh, no, 1. Each one of these is a duration of 1. Up, right, up, left, down. And another duration of 1, right. So one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is I think I want, and I'm really curious if I can do this, can I use a decimal type here? It would be really great to be able to use floats, because I'd want to say, so this is 1 beat. I'd like to be able to do half beats as well as quarter beats. And so I might actually I might want to make this in my beat, a float here. I love the decimal type for some reason. But people don't know this. Why is it called a float? It's a floating point number. Floating point number. This tells us in milliseconds, because Thindle, great question. Great question. We can't do it in milliseconds. Because it'll make you go crazy when you're trying to implement these songs. It's going to actually calculate that for us later. And it's because if you're doing it in milliseconds, it's not aware of the beats per minute, how fast the song is going. So the idea here is you're using something called, let me open up here. Let me get FL Studios up here so you can see. Where's my FL Studio button? FL Studios. The idea is you're trying to have it be set up to be beats. So if you change the speed of the song, you don't have to do any math to adjust the milliseconds there. So let's take a look here at how a music program works, how music is broken down. Why can't I drag this to my other screen? Here we go. All right, so here's FL Studios. And so we have, let's open up I want to just get, where's my, I want this. All right. Nope, that's not what I want. Where's my drum? It's been a while since I've used this. Is this what I want? Here we go. All right. So this isn't defined in milliseconds. The idea is you're defining each one of these would be what's called a 16th note. So you would say 1, 2, this would right here would be every beat here. And then this would be every other beat. Boom, chick. And then you might add, let's actually make this here like that. And then we're going to add in the off beat here and for our hi-hat here and here and here and here. All right, so let's listen to what this sounds like here. Let me adjust my audio. It's probably gonna be really quiet. Bear with me here real quick. So we're trying to use our typical, can I play this pattern? Where's the play button? All right, so this is sort of, we're using the quantization definitions here. So the idea is you're defining where it is on the beat. This would be every 4 dots here would be 1. And so I need to be able to implement a quarter. So I could do an integer. We could say each integer counts as a quarter, but it might be easier for me to define 1.25, 0.5. So if I'm using a decimal type, the decimal type would allow me to have that precision that I want without having to specify a float and then do some like rounding errors and stuff like that. Did that make any sense, Tyndall? Sophie, in the past, I tackled this experiment from the opposite direction, learning how to use FFT and beat detection to create the arrow map from the song. Ooh, fast Fourier transform. Gotcha, fast Fourier transform. That would be really cool. So we're using like a wavelets to detect the wavelets from it. So you're trying to break down. When you're looking at music, it's hard to understand timing. That's such an interesting other direction. Really cool idea. For me, what I'm planning to do, or if I was going to implement this fully, and we'll see how far we get today, would be you basically set it up so that as you're playing, when you're setting up your song, you just have the person who is writing the song tap the space bar every beat, and it records the actual milliseconds in the song where that beat is, and then you do an interpolation on the animation over it. So it basically will quantize, interpolate it and over the entire song. So that way you don't have to like detect the speed of the song. Instead, one time someone listens to the song and taps the beat for you. Oh my goodness, sir. Black Soul. Thank you for the bean water, Sir Black Soul. I appreciate your donation today. Sir Black Soul, thank you for the bean water, my friend. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you very much. I guess I should add an alert for that. Let me get my audio back here, just so one sec. Bear with me. Grab your bear. Are you bearing down? Are you bearing with me today? There we go. We can turn the music back on. But yeah, the idea is we're defining it by beats. So I'm curious, can I do decimal here? Can I do a decimal type here? Does Unity let us do that? Let's come back to Unity. Or is this going to go away? I'm really curious if Unity lets us do that. It doesn't let us do that. I think we can get by with a float. Or a double. If I really want to be careful, I could do a double. A float, I think, is gonna be close enough. Let's try it with a float and see what happens. I'll put a note here to myself to do a float. Whoa, Proton with the raid! Holy moly, Proton! Welcome back to the stream. Proton, how you doing, my friend? A float might not have good enough precision. Like that. Pon Pox, hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Guys, do you know Proton Fig? Incredible Commodore 64 coding guru, musician, and graphician. Absolute legend. Amazing stuff going over there. Give Proton some love. Check him out. He's making a game. He made a game called Escape Room, I think is what it's called. It's a C64 game. It's not that hard to get set up. You just got to get this C64 emulator and you can check it out. It's really cool. Proton, hope you're having a beautiful day. Pon Pox, what are we doing today? Excellent question. Welcome to Game Dev Thursday. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me. Get ready here to bust a move because we're working on insert clever name here. We're in the ultimate rhythm dancing game. We're seeing if we can actually implement a dancing rhythm-based game in Unity, seeing if we can program that, seeing what it might take, and ideating, is that a word? Ideating on this idea and how you might implement it in Unity. And so this is our first day working on it, just to see how we go. No, we're not doing assembler here. We're not, look, Proton is the hardest of the core. I am not that hardcore. Can I not put a float here? Why is it not showing up? Did Unity, why? Hello? All right, there it goes. Just had to give it a second here. All right, so I think we can do that. So we're gonna start with four beats of nothing, and then this will be a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 1. Can I make it a default value on there? All right, so, and then you could go through and continue doing this. Let's add in a half beat somewhere. So 0.5, we'll do a 0.5 on the right, and then we'll do another 0.5 on the right, 0.5 down. So this doesn't feel like the perfect, ideally you would have some kind of editor to do this, but this is the data type we're doing to be able to see, can we get this thing to load up in there? Have been coding for retro hardware. Have I ever coded for retro hardware? So I've done embedded hardware. So I've done assembly, and mostly I do it in C. I've done embedded systems for hardware. like doing programming hardware, embedded systems, drivers, that sort of thing, but not on retro like game stuff. So no, I have never programmed for like the Nintendo or Atari or C64. I haven't done any of that, but I have done coding on embedded systems, which has been good. I love that stuff. Super, super fun. All right, so we're gonna see if we can take this song and have it. So the idea now that we have a way to define our songs, we need to be able. So the idea is we're gonna load our load up all of the arrows of our song into these tracks, and then we just have to make this slide. We're gonna make this slide. The whole thing's gonna slide. So not each arrow, but the whole thing's gonna slide based on how the speed of the song. And so we're gonna see if we can get that to work. Because we know how long. So every 200 units happens to be 1 beat. So I think we can get that going. But we're gonna write a little thing to load up our song in here just to test it out. So let's create I'm gonna create an object. Let's call our song manager. And the song manager is gonna have a script that we give it a song and it loads the song into this spot here. So we're gonna have a right arrow template. We have all our templates as well, so it can load those things up and position them properly. And notice I've have this cleverly set. Call myself clever. Look, Captain Coder is a simpleton. Some people call me a codaton. But we're gonna take this. Every beat is 200 units. So we're gonna use that to define where these things go. So essentially we just have to multiply them through. All right, we have a song manager here. Let's create a script. Put this at, I don't know, put it at a weird position here. The Motorola MCU68HC11. What is that used for, Proton? What is that used for? I'm curious. So we're going to create a script here. Go and delete this new behavior. Don't need that. We're going to create a song manager, and this is going to be the thing that will load our song, or maybe a song loader. I'm going to call it a manager because it's going to manage the song itself. So create script song manager here. And our song manager, it's going to be a mono behavior because it's going to be attached to our, where did Unity go? Hang on. Why did I close Unity? What happened here? Powerful. It's a Power 8-bit microcontroller. Cool. We're going to attach a song manager to this, and we're going to make our song manager do some stuff. So one of the things we got to make it do is it's going to have a song. So private song, current song. And we're going to try and follow some good practices here. So public here, and this should be capital. We're going to use private setter, although this lets us change it later if we need to and add some code to like do validation on it. But I want to be able to set this in the inspector so I can add in the following attribute: field : because it's a field, because it's a property here. We're gonna, not because it's a field, because it's a property, we actually make it do have a field, serialized field. The next thing we need to do is we need to have a reference to each of our tracks here. So we have our arrow track. So we're gonna have a reference to our arrow track, and then we have our left track, down track. Hang on, this should be our left track, down track, up track, right track. So we're going to need references to our arrow tracks, our left track, down track, up track, and right track, because this is where we're going to be placing our elements inside. We're going to be dropping our elements in there. You'll notice now, though, that in my song manager, I can drag in, boop the snoot. We can make any number of songs now using this format and drag them in there, swap it out. But our song manager is going to need a reference to our arrow tracks here. So we could do something here. I'm trying to think what is the easiest way to do this is have like our full. I can create a bunch of references. So I can create public. This is just a generic game object. Arrow track parent like this. Public. I again, if I'm following good practices, I would do this sort of thing. And then inside of it, these are again our parents here, our left track, down track, up track, right track. It might make sense to group these into a single object that knows how to find the children within. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that instead. So I'm going to take my arrow track parent and I'm going to create a simple class that contains all of my elements in here and then attach that, make my arrow tracks happen to be one of these. So I don't have to put all of them in and have a bunch of different fields. It feels like it's getting, I'm going to have too many fields in here. I want to simplify that for myself, manage that complexity myself. All right, so we're going to add in a C# script. It's going to be called our arrow tracks. Okay, and this is going to just be a container for us so that we can have the reference to all of our left track, right track, that sort of thing. So public, and this thing we might actually just say that we might have a method add beat. You know what? That's what we do. Public void add beat, and then it's just going to take in a beat here to add. It's going to have a special method to add, and we can actually just go through and add all the beats to it. This thing still needs a reference to all of its children. So we can go in here, public game object, left track, like this, get private set. We're gonna do a left track, up track, down track, right track. So this is left track, down track. Thursday, that's right, Roiku, how you doing, my friend? Up track, right track. Welcome back to the stream. Thank you for the link, Proton. Thank you very much. Add points, add Proton. 50 points for sharing, my friend. We appreciate you being here to share that with us. Take a quick peek here at this device. What do we got here? Very cool, powerful, in air quotes, powerful microcontroller. We got our left track, we got our down track, we got our up track, we got our right track. These are mostly for our own internal reference to it. Field, serialize field. It's fine. It's fine. I was gonna say that I sometimes I get to over engineering. There's no reason to make things more complicated. It need to be keeping it simple. I felt that muddying up the song manager here was gonna make it hard, so we're gonna call this arrow tracks. And we'll call this tracks, like this. This will make the song manager a little bit simpler to interact with. Add in the serialized field here, got our arrow tracks like this, and then we're gonna wire things up. We wire things up, wire them together here. Why does Unity keep going? I can't, when I alt tab, it keeps, all right, there we are. Let myself get a little bit distracted here. So we're gonna come over to our arrow tracks. All right, so our arrow tracks here, and we're gonna make this thing be an arrow tracks, and we're gonna add each of our tracks in here. Left track, down track, up track, and right track here. Okay, so this is, some people might say that I'm over engineering, I'm pulling things apart. I think decoupling it this way is gonna help me think through it a little bit and keep my tools a little bit simpler. All right, and then I attach my arrow tracks here. And I might even make this my tracks a prefab. Create a folder prefabs. I might actually make my arrow tracks a prefab here. All right. There's going to be some more stuff that we have to figure out. Left track, the templates. We'll have to have references to those inside of this as well. But we have our song manager, and now the idea being in our song manager, we're just gonna sort of loop through. I'm gonna write a method here, public void initialize tracks. All right, initialize tracks. Given our song, we're gonna loop through. We're gonna say for each beat in current song dot beat. So we can just loop through our beats, and this is gonna go in our tracks. So tracks dot add beat like that. That's all we do. So initialize tracks, gonna loop through it. When we awake, maybe we'll do it on start. We're gonna call initialize tracks here, and on awake, private void awake, we might actually come through and check some things. So we're going to do some assertions. We're going to make sure our song's not null and then our tracks are not null. Although song is it is a class and tracks is not null. So we're going to ensure that these are set. So we're going to do a debug.assert current song is not equal to null, as well as debug.assert our tracks is not equal to null, like that. This will allow us to, if we want to change the song later, we can initialize tracks, but when we start up, we actually call this here. So this is our tracks. We're not doing anything in an update just yet, although we'll probably end up doing some animation. So we're gonna look through, call add beat here, and then our arrow tracks, this is where our logic's gonna be that says, okay, how do I add a beat to my song? How do I add a beat? And the idea is we're gonna move our quote unquote playhead some amount and then add it in the appropriate spot. We have Rafferty, if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, please correct me, my friend. Rafferty, welcome to the crew, my friend. Rafferty, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you here on this beautiful, what is today? Thursday. This beautiful Thursday. Royku says these last couple days have been strangely quiet on Twitch and Discord for the songs. You could use the singing from the stream. Ooh, we can make a captain singing compilation called Boop the Snoot. Boop the Snoot, and then we put it in there. Brilliant idea, Royku. Brilliant idea. All right, so my idea here when we add a beat, we need to have our left track, down track, up track, and right track. We're gonna need to have a mapping to our prefab for these things as well. So we essentially want to have, this is where I always build like a dictionary. I'm gonna probably overcomplicate this as well, but when I'm building this, I need to have these templates, arrow templates, left arrow template, right arrow template. Essentially, when we go to build this up, I have to have like a dictionary that's gonna find where we're supposed to put it. All right. And so what I want to do here, as we add in these beats, we're going to keep track of our current beats. So our arrow track here is going to be, and I guess add beat's going to be called multiple times, so we can't do it here. So we're going to call private. This is going to be I think I'm going to make this one a decimal. This is where the trickiness is going to come in. I need it to round to the nearest 0.25. Sailboat Stoat, welcome back, my friend in Kovalaki. Nice to have you here on this beautiful Thursday. How the heck have you been? It's so nice to see you on this beautiful Thursday morning. All right, so we're going to do a private, and this is where things get a little bit tricky because we're gonna end up with some. I'm going to try decimal here. I'm going to try a decimal, see if we can make this work. Although displaying this out to our scene. All right, decimal. This is going to be interesting. Going to be interesting because I want it to round to the nearest 0.25. Is that going to work? Is that going to work well? This is where I'm concerned with my beats here, having a duration that is afloat. It's gonna be tricky on us here. Let's do, because we want to multiply the 0.25s. We need to round that out. I might just do it as an integer. If I do it as an integer, I want another thing. All right. So we're gonna have a private. I'm gonna use decimal. I think this is gonna cause issues. Latest beat. And it's gonna start at 0. The latest beat. So the idea is you can think of this as a cursor. All right. So if you're using a cursor, let's say you're writing something out, your cursor's keeping track of where you are. As you type things in, your cursor advances a position. So if I type A, it advances B, C, and you can kind of see this down here. It's showing us come on, Power Tools. You'll notice it shows my column down here. So as we're typing A, B, C, D, E, yeah, I think you're right, Smab. That's what my initial thought. It felt weird. I'm gonna do, yeah, I think that's the way to go. Int duration, and we're gonna have beats be based in 1000. To do beats, 1 beat equals 1000. All right, so the idea here is a beat is 1000. 1,000. That's the duration of it. Smab, thank you for putting me straight, my friend. Thank you for putting me points. And Smab, 50 points. That's exactly what I need to do. My brain was having trouble thinking of how to break down. We could also make one beat 100, but I think 1,000 gives us some wiggle room to do what are called triplets, where you break a beat into thirds. Triplets, other types of tuples as far as beats go. All right, so now we're gonna have to come in and change our song again. So I think you're right, Smab. I do think that is the correct way to do it. So now I need to come over to my song here and re-update this. We're gonna start with 4,000, like this. This will be 1,000. This will be 1,000. Let's go with this one being at 500, 500. Just to get this to load up, 1,000, and then 500. So we'll be able to see those things. So 500 would be half a beat. So this puts it as an eighth note, 2,000, that sort of thing. I hope that makes sense. So duration is saying how far away this is from the last note. Or how far the next, we'll see. We'll see what we need to have this definition be. Okay, I think that's the correct way to do it. Let's come back to our arrow tracks here. This is going to be our int. I'm actually going to call this beat cursor. Beat cursor. So it's keeping track of where we are within the track. So it's a cursor that moves. As you type things out, your cursor moves. And when we add a beat, it's going to be like typing in that beat, and the cursor is going to move down as we do it. So in this case, when we add a beat, we're going to draw the beat at the current cursor. So essentially we need to add dot pads. So we're going to do something with the pads. And then our beat cursor gets incremented by the duration here. Gets incremented by the duration of it. And so we're going to add our pads. We'll have a little thing here to check which pads to add. So add beat here, add pads. So we need our left track, down track. I actually have to make a game object depending on what we have. This one's going to be a little bit more complex to do because we need to check each of those things. Although I guess I could add it here. So I'm going to write a helper, add pads to add dot pads. Private void add pads. And again, this is where I start getting overcomplicated sometimes. I need to pull out my pads. This should be a separate file. Pads.cs here. All right, so I'm going to pull these out. And I could use a hash set here as well, because we're going to be checking for the contains on it. Unity needs to compile here. Comment these out just for a second so I can get our compilation happening. Let that run through real quick. Error the type flags. Oh, I need a using system. Using system. Like that. And there we go. Compiles. Happy-ish. Okay, so we have our arrow tracks now. We're going to call add pads. Add pads is going to take in pads. Pad to add. All right. And then basically we're just doing a check here to say whether or not we contain it. So what is it? Enums dot. How do we check the flags here? I know I could do it with like an or. Enum flag check contains. What is the combinations? I'm just looking for it has flag. Enum.has flag. All right. So now we're going to do if enum.has. We got to use enum.has flag. It's not a thing. Or is it to add.has flag? There we go. To.has flag. And then we're going to do it for each one. Left. If to add.has flag. Pad.right. And I think we're going to see a pattern emerge here where we'll be able to put this into I don't know if put it into a loop will actually be the better solution. But if to add dot has flag pad dot down. All right, so we're gonna go through each one of these and we're going to see whether or not we should add. So add pads checks which flags are set. This is where if I did it as a set, left, down, up, right. If I did this as a set, I could just do a for loop that says for every pad in this set, do a thing. For every pad in this list, do a thing. And so this, you know, if we have a left pad here, what we do is we're gonna go ahead and create a game object that's our clone. So we need to clone our templates here. So our arrow tracks, I think, needs to have a template, a template on it. All right. So I think we need to have our left track, our left arrow template, right arrow template, maybe even a template dictionary. So I think it might make sense for me to create a prefab that contains all of our elements here. And so I'm going to create a data type here. This is going to be our arrow database, here. And an arrow database, can I make this a scriptable object? Should I make it a scriptable object? I basically want it to be able to reference a whole game object that we're going to clone. We can make it an arrow, just an image, but I think I want to make it a whole game object that we're going to clone. And so I'm going to create, I think I'm going to make it a prefab that you drag in, and this will allow you to edit it. This might be a silly thing. Look, I am not the best Unity developer here. I'm not the best Unity developer, so if someone has a good idea, let me know here. But we'll have a public, it's going to be a method. It's going to be a method that's going to get us back a game object. Get, it doesn't need a pad. Load, maybe load is all it needs. And so this is going to take in the beat that we're on. All right, it's going to be the beat that we're on, int beat cursor, because this will determine how we're going to select this thing. So if it's on the beat, if it's of a 1000, if it's divisible by 1000, it's on the beat. And then direction is the other one here. Direction, is this what I call it? No, pad. All right. So now I'm left, down, up, and right, because I just want to get one back. Makes me feel like I've defined pads poorly, and that it should in fact be a hash set or a list. I just liked this so much that I made it easy. Pad here. We could also say that this is just going to expect a specific direction. So we're going to do that for now. It's going to return a game object to us. Throw new, not implemented exception. We're taking the beat. This will determine which sort of iteration we want. For now, I'm going to cheat and just have it give us back the 1. And so this dictionary here, this list here, is just going to have public. But the idea is we have an arrow database that has this method on it. Public game object left arrow. And we'll end up refactoring this if we have time. Down arrow, public game object, up arrow, and then public game object down arrow. All right, so right arrow. And then we'll do a switch, return switch on our direction switch like this. And then we're just gonna say, hey, if we happen to be pad.left, we're gonna go to our left arrow, and we pad.left.left. Interesting. The autocomplete's getting me there. That's weird. What are you doing? Pad.right. That's weird. Pad.down. And then pad.up. For now, we'll do that. And this is going to throw a new not implemented exception here. So the idea being that eventually we want to be able to pass in the cursor position. For now, we're going to ignore it and get back the correct colored arrow. So if we look at Unity again, if we look at how this is set up, green is going to be on the beat. And then our sprites, blue is going to be off beats and reds are going to be quarter beats, right? So this would be eighth notes and 16th notes. So every beat's broken up into four. One measure is considered 4 beats. It's a 16th note because one measure can have 16 of them. So eighth notes, quarter, eighth, 16th. For those of you not so musically inclined. Okay, and let's hop back over now to our script here. We have our arrow database. Okay, I need to actually set one of these up. My idea was to make this a prefab because we can't do I guess I could prefab all of those game objects. But I think, should this be a scriptable object? That's the question, scriptable object. That would be one way we might do it. Might do it as a scriptable object. I kind of want to do it as a mono behavior. Do I want to, I can do variations of it. All right, so we'll do it this way. And then I'm going to make my arrows. I'm going to make the arrows prefabs, which I think will be a little bit better. So now I need to create an asset database. Create asset menu, sorry, asset menu. File name equals arrow database. Menu name equals, what did I call it? In my song here, it was Funky Dancer Pro. Funky Dancer Pro. So we have Funky Dancer Pro / arrow database. Okay. And we'll end up breaking this down into subcategories here as well. But I'm trying to build this up, iterate on it as we go. Okay. And so in our create this now, I have a Funky Dance Pro arrow database. This is going to be our arrow database. This is all on beats, like this, left, down, up, right. And then in our prefabs, I'm going to turn each one of these into a prefab here. So left arrow template. Children of prefab cannot be moved and components reordered. That's interesting. I can't make this a prefab. If I open up the prefab, it'll let me though. Left, down, up, right. All right. So, and I'm just going to rename this to down beat, left beat, right beat, up beat. So these are on the beats. Maybe we should come down on beat, left on beat, etc. But we're just going to keep moving forward for now. Let me open this up as a properties, have this open up, and we'll get our down beat, our left beat, our right beat, and our up beat like this. Wavy, that's exactly right. When you are programming, I am convinced that programming is one of the most complex things that, as far as structures go, software is probably, if not the most, one of the most complex structures we've ever built. One of the most complex structures we've ever built. And one of the things that makes programming really fun is that, in my mind, is it's like a puzzle. There's many ways to solve these puzzles, and you have to think about what's the best way to do it. And I call that, and a lot of people call it that, it's not just me, I didn't make this term up, managing the complexity of your program. And so planning out, how are you gonna do this? This is why building up prototypes is so important. And you know, you don't wanna start with just making the biggest possible thing ever. You want to start with a prototype and say, like, I need to figure out how I might do this. And that's what we do on Thursdays. We figure out how we might approach something. Also, Cyan Streams, welcome back, my friend. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. Folks, if you guys don't know the incredible Cyan Streams, I can't get enough. I am unsatiated. I cannot get enough of Cyan Streams' incredible stream over there. You guys got to check it out always doing some science related stuff. Super fun place to be. Science, how you doing on this beautiful morning, my friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you happen to be in the world. And happy Thursday. Thanks for popping in. Happy to have you. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Every day I can get, any day, not every day, but pretty much every day is a beautiful day for me. I'm having a wonderful time. But any day I can wake up and code with the crew is a beautiful day, my friend. Weak potato clone. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Wavy says, I already noticed that my problem is always wanting to add more. I get one thing figured out, then I add this, then then something goes wrong. My brain just noodles. That is, so this is one of the challenging parts when people are learning how to program, when people are getting introduced to code. You're going to be horrible at it. You're going to be so bad at it at first because, look, programming is probably one of the most, I almost said inhumane. It's the most unhuman thing we do. It's so far from like nature and reality. It's like bending your mind to solve these problems. And so I don't think anyone just sits down and is like an excellent programmer from the get-go. But yeah, we're working on a dancing game here. All right, so we have our arrow tracks. Now our arrow tracks, and again, this is me always over engineering. We're gonna have a database connected to this. So our arrow track's gonna have a database, public arrow database. And this we're gonna pull our arrows out of database. Like this, private set. Programmers are aliens, basically. Serialized field. And so this is our database. We're gonna use this to pull out our arrow, pull out the arrow that we want. And I'm feeling dumb about this here. Which I can't imagine how hard it was when coding became a thing, thanks to you, the community, and YouTube. It has made things easier. Yeah, I feel like the original programmers were way more hardcore, way more hardcore than me and what we do. Absolutely. On Beats database. Arrow tracks here. We can pull this in because those people weren't even programmed. They were programming hardware. They were soldering things together, or having like these big tubes that they connect together. They didn't even have something to type. It wasn't even typing. They just write it out. They put it on punch cards. They put it on, like, it's evolved so much. And this is why I want to say, like, programmers are, making your own programming language really gives you an appreciation for some of that stuff. Building hardware gives you appreciation. I love those things. All right, so on Beats here, this is our database. Now we can use this to pull out the various things in here. This is why it's like so interesting that I want to get a game object. So we're gonna do instantiate a game object. I might need to make an arrow thing here. So instantiate a game object. In this case, it's gonna be our database dot load our current beat cursor, and then so this is where we are, and then the pad that we want in this case is gonna be pad.left. This is why I feel like you making this a flag is weird, because we actually don't want necessarily to get just we want to pass up, and maybe I said load left, load right. I'm not sure what the best thing is. But I'm doing something, I feel like I'm doing something kind of dumb here when we pass this individual one in here. Game object arrow here, and then we're gonna add this to the left track. So it'd be left track. And I think you can set the parent when we do an instantiate, you can set the parent transform. Yes, so this would be left track dot transform to add our left arrow to that track, and then we have that arrow, and then we're going to adjust the position. When we start up as well, so void awake. When we wake up, I actually want to go through all my tracks and clear out our children. So it'll be left track dot transform dot, and I want to do destroy all children, right? So I want to destroy all the children of each one of these things, folks, remember, when I say I want to destroy all the children, I'm referring to game objects in Unity. JD Does Dev came to dance. I'm glad you're here to dance with us, my friend. How you doing, JD? Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, so we destroy all children. They're called children. They're called children. We're gonna add in so destroy all children like this. All right, destroy all children. Void private void destroy all children. We shall become Darth Vader. Exactly. Transform parent. Essentially, we want to do this. All these autocompletes are killing me, man. Parent here. We're gonna do a for each transform child in parent dot children get in parent. I think we can actually just do parent and then game destroy child dot game object. All right. So this will destroy. It's gonna loop through all the children. They will get the wrong idea. All right. Destroy all children of game object, not humans. Don't get mad at me. All right, there we go. Just so we're super clear, so the AI doesn't get me. We're gonna make this method as clear as possible. Destroy all children of game object, not humans. Don't get mad at me. Perfect. There we go. Lance, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. Hope you're having a beautiful day. So we want to go through, we want to destroy all the children's of the game object, not humans. Don't get mad at me. Of our left track, our right track, our down track, and our up track. All right, up track like this. So we're gonna destroy all of those things. Imperial, how you been, my friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful morning, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I know I say that a lot. I keep repeating myself. Just put myself on repeat here. All right, so we're gonna see here if I'm really curious. I think we have this wired up to do. It should add in our left beats. How many left beats do we have in our songs? Put us in songs here. In our boop the snoot, we have one left. So we should get one left arrow. Just like add it in here random. Let's see what happens when I run this. JD, how's your birthday month going, folks? If you guys don't know, JD does dev. Shout out, JD does dev. Another streamer, JD. What have you been streaming? What are you streaming this week? Streams on Mondays and Wednesdays. What's going on? What's going on here? There's the shout out. Liquid Sword X. Is it Liquid Sword or Liquid's Word? Liquid Sword is what I'm going with. Happy Thursday, my friend. All right, so we got one. We did get a null exception, which is interesting. This is, I know why we got null. The first one happened to be left. We got a null here, I believe, because our arrow database returns nothing. We throw an exception here otherwise. And so what we'll do here is I'm just gonna put, rather than throwing an exception, we need to have like a default thing that happened. Took the night off for my actual birthday, and I'll be streaming more bot types. Well, happy birthday, JD. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Liquid Sword X, I'd like to thank you for following me today. And Liquid Sword X, thank you for the follow, my friend. Thank you for the nice, good. JD. Whoa. Thank you for the nice. Patty Wax, thank you for the whoa. I hope you're having a beautiful day too. Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm so glad you're here with us on this beautiful Thursday. Thank you for the doy, JD. Thank you for the doy. All right. So we have this drawing stuff. If we have no direction, okay, so it should only call this. All right, cool. This is working out. Science, thank you for the pirates. I need to get that one up. Too much for a simple follow. Don't you think it's a little too much for a simple follow? Oh, I'm sorry if that. I just appreciate you being here. I'm sorry if I've insulted you. Here, look, I'll take it back. I take it back. I take back the song Liquid Sword X. I'm sorry. And for having to put up with that song, I apologize. 500 bonus points to you for having to put up with my voice. Look, I just get so excited. Because you guys are amazing. All you beautiful people out there, you beautiful people. I love you. Okay, so we destroy all these. No, it's not client instantiate. What is this error? I don't quite understand yet. Unity error cannot be null. Update schedule. I don't quite understand. It only happened once. Value cannot be null. I'm not getting any. It might. What? Interesting. I don't understand this error. Let's see if we can look at the stack trace. Serialized object find property. Something going on with repainting. It might be because during awake, I'm destroying things that it thought would be on the screen or something. All right. You dare cast aside the glorious gift of the follow song, Paddywhack. Liquid Sword, I'm sorry over here. I just thought, wow, this guy's so cool, but he might get tired, but could still feel like he have to do every time, eventually losing interest in the streaming. Maybe. Yeah, so the singing kind of started on accident. I think around follower 500, I was having a beautiful day. I sang a song to everyone who followed during that stream, and then I've been too anxious to not sing. I feel like I've sung for the last 1,000 followers. I feel like it would be bad if I stopped singing. Also, I just have fun singing. Maybe I'll get. I don't know. All right, what am I doing here? We're looking at our arrow tracks. I'm gonna see if we can load these in here. This is where I'm saying, like, I'm doing a copy and paste here. When you're copying and pasting something like this, thank you for the doi down track. When you're copying and pasting like this, it's usually a sign, that's usually a code smell. It's usually a code smell. This is our up track. Like this. It's a code smell when you're copying and pasting. So this is what I'm saying. There's some pattern here. There's some complexity that I'm adding. Anytime you copy and paste, you're adding complexity. You're adding complexity, and that makes things a little bit hard. Thanks for the doi, JD. Thanks for the doi. I was wondering what that smell was. Wavy said, yeah, I'm sorry. That's my code. That's my code you're smelling. Patrick, I mean, not going to lie. I did actually think about singing the Golden Girls theme for you if you ever followed, but it happens before I was ever ready to be that bold. Yeah. Have I followed you, Paddywhack? I think I'm already following. Yeah, I'm already following you, Paddywhack. I haven't, that said, I don't think I've seen your stream once. Travel down the road and back again, yeah. Okay, so I think we should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 arrows added. They're gonna all be at position like a weird position, because we're gonna have to set that. Archon the Gray, happy Thursday, how are you? All right, so we did get it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that what I said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got 6 added in here. Our up arrow seems to be cloned incorrectly. Let's go look and see if we can figure out where that at in our arrow database. We're cloning our up arrow. So if we go to our database, our on the beats database, up arrow is an up. Let's go look at this prefab. Wait, what? What? Hang on. Pat, this is where the copy and paste. This is where the copy and paste will get us. No, do you see I copied and paste? Sorry, I only streamed so far. No worries, my friend. Real Paddywhack, I'm looking forward to checking you out some more when you decide to stream. Look. I didn't even really know Twitch existed. I knew Twitch was a thing. I actually thought it was called. I knew Twitch was a thing. I only really started using Twitch a year in December, not even a year ago. All right, there we go. I'm going to, all right, so now given our beat, we need to adjust the Y position of these things, the Y position to be based on where it needs to be. Okay, so we want to adjust the Y position. Could you show data script 1 once you're getting your game object directed from? Yeah, so my database is just really simple. I'll probably turn this a little bit into a more interesting function, interesting method later. This is just to get the basics on the screen. All right, so right now I'm giving a left arrow, down arrow, up arrow, right arrow. These will I'm gonna have to have 3 different left arrows because I'm gonna have different colored arrows. 3 different down arrows, up arrows, etc. It's gonna be based off the beat, and so I need something else down. You still have a copy paste error. Let's go check it out. I'll leave this arrow database up so you can keep looking at it since you asked. Yeah, copy, paste, bad. Left. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Right. Yeah, copy, paste, bad. Copy, paste, bad. Left, down, up, right. Okay. I think we got it. Did we get it? Did we do it? Did we have it? How we doing? Tell me how we did. Looking all right to me here. Now we need to adjust the position here for this. And there's something interesting in Unity here. This isn't a normal transform. It's like a rect transform. And I can never quite, so I always get a little confused because we're doing this on a canvas. So our rect transform is what we need to adjust here. So I'm not quite, I can never quite remember how to do this. If anyone in the chat can help me out, I want to get a reference to the rect transform and adjust the position Y, the Y position on it, like that. Let me do a commit here too. Git status, git add. I need to move my git ignore. Move git ignore. Do I have a git ignore here? I'll go up a directory. Move git ignore to my project. There we go. My project, git status, git add, git status, git commit -m chore, add basic core project. Liquid Sword, I'm so sorry my bot got you. It thought that you were trying to send a link here. One sec. Liquid Sword points, and Liquid Sword for having to deal with that. I know it wasn't a link. It's just to prevent the crazies. I have it set up. After you've been here a couple streams, it lets you post links. I think I have fixed that error. It's just to prevent bots from coming in and spamming links. Transform to position at Y, but it would not return some. Yeah. So I do want it. I know we can get the Y position. So I've set this up in a way such that 0 happens to be the top. Happens to be exactly the top, and every 200 units is 1 beat. So I want to be able to do the math based off this 200 number here. So -200, 0. Well, so we do 0 if our cursor's at 0, we multiply it by that, and we move it down 200, 400, etc. We move it down based on that amount. 400 is the amount for a beat. That's how many pixels, quote unquote pixels, that we're doing, whatever level it is here. And so I want to be able to adjust this value. And I think we can get a rect transform from a game object. I think we can get a rect transform from an object. So in my arrow tracks, when we're setting this thing up, I would do arrow dot transform.rect transform rect. All right, so I got to look it up here. Unity get rect transform. Let's go look it up. I've done this sort of thing before. I just don't ever quite remember it. Do I need to turn this into a rect transform? Arrow.transform. Well, I know that arrow.transform is going to give. It's not going to give me back the rect transform though. Get component. Okay, duh. That makes sense. Arrow.get component rect transform. All right, so rect transform. And then I think I can do transform.y, position.y. I think I can just adjust it directly like this. Lime Blossom, how are you? I said Lime Blossom, how are you? Lime Blossom, how you doing, my friend? Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. Okay. So this is a read. I don't think I can do this because this position's a read only, but I can pull it out. So I could do this. I could do a couple. I could do position equals new transform. New, what is this, a vector 3? X, Y, and Z, yeah, vector 3. I could do it this way. I like to do it this way though, and this might be introducing an unnecessary variable. New transform, to be our new position, new position. Transform, do you have a reference to the beat, Lime Blossom, dot, position, like this. This might not be I might need to do it based on the world space. All right, this needs to be local position because it's inside of the parent object. So this is the relative to the parent, so we want local position. And now I'm gonna do new position.y equals, and then we can put in here negative 200 times beat cursor. So we take our cursor beat and we do it based off of that. And then finally transform.local position equals new position. Can I do that? All right, I think this is how we can do it. I don't think so. Could you check out what you can get by transform.rect? Let's try it. Let's try it. Arrow.transform.rect. Yeah, there's not a rect here. There's not a rect here. Or do you mean specifically transform.rect? Ooh, you're saying that this might be, we might need to adjust this one. We might need to adjust this one. I'm gonna rename this to rect transform. So we're not confused. So there's a local variable called transform. I think you're right. I think you're right. Rect.position. I think you're right on this. Let's try that. Liquid Sword. Liquid Sword. Excellent, excellent. For helping me out here. Add points. Liquid Sword. 50 points to you, my friend. Excellent, excellent. I think you saved us. I think you saved me here. Rect.position. Can I do that? I can't do that though. I'm not gonna be able to set it because it is not a variable. Can I do set this thing though? Rect cannot be assigned to just read only. Rect. Let's see if there's a method. Rect.set. Set components of an existing rect, x, y, width, height. This is interesting. So I want to set the rect positions directly. So this is all right. So now we're in the manual reading, the battle of the manual, rect transform rect dot. Let's see if there's anything in here that will help us adjust this. Rect sealed rect transform. You said it. You're gonna need to do something like my.var rect equals new rect. I don't think we can actually set this rect. Let's try it. Let's try it. The type of this is a rect. Rect r equals rect transform.rect equals r. Can I do that? Yeah, so I can't assign this because it only has a get. It's read only. I can't assign it. Here, change, let's see here. Rect transform. No, you're fine. Rect transform dot position dot y. Rect transform dot position dot y. Dot position dot position. Maybe this is set. New position. No, can't set that. So we're looking to adjust. Ryan, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Not rect dot. So you're suggesting we want to adjust the rect transform, not the actual transform. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to what I had here, and just to make sure, I'm pretty sure that this is not gonna do what we want, because this is gonna be based off game units, not the rectangle transform units, because this is pulling the local position. That is the transform, the game object's transform, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is going to cause trouble. Ryan, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Let me try this. Just to see what it does. This is at beat the left arrow here. So let's see here. Got some good sleep. I'm glad to hear it. Sleep is so important. Sleep is so important. Yeah, so this left that we put on here, notice this position is not negative. It should be -2. It should be -200 times 4. Is that right? Actually, that might be right. I need to translate our beat properly. You know what? This actually, I think, is correct. Because our current cursor position is 4,000. We need to do a translation to a double, or float on cursor in pixels. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's our beat. It's our beat cursor divided by 1000. So our beat size is this, and these I need to cast this to a float, I believe. Although it might work fine if I do it like this. This might actually work. That number actually looked correct to me because it was like 4000 times negative 200, which would have been a little bit off. And so this should be cursor in pixels. I think this might work. Lime Blossom. I think this might work. Excellent observations here. Let's give it a shot. Thank you. 50 points to you, my friend. Thank you for your assistance. Yeah, that is actually okay. That worked out. Okay, so we don't have to adjust. This actually worked. That was the correct value. That's the correct value. Okay, awesome. Excellent. This makes me happy. No, Lime Blossom, you were double right. You were awesome. Add Lime Blossom. Since you were right and you got it and it worked, you gave me a good idea and it worked. 150 points, 150 bonus points. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Okay, I'm really happy with this. We're gonna apply the same thing. So notice, look. I'm about to do a bad. What am I doing here? Look at all this, look at this smell. I'm adding complexity to my code. If I decide I need to change these things later, that's no good. That's no good. You'll notice the pattern. What is the pattern I have here? There's a pattern here with pad left. What are the things that are parameterized here? In fact, we have left and then the track. So let's see if we can simplify this. Arrest by the IRS puts you to work the code mines. Into the code mines. No. All right, so we're gonna come in here and I'm gonna write a little helper for us. So I want to take this. This is the code that's getting copy and pasted, and really it's this code that's being copy and pasted. All right. So this chunk of code's copy and pasted. Let's come in here. And I'm gonna add in a private void add pad helper. I don't know what a good name for this is. Someone help me with a better name. But essentially the things that are parameterized are this value. So we have pad type. And then pads, I guess this could also be called pads. Add pad helper. Then we need to have the track we're going in this case. So pad to add, pad to check, and then the last one is a transform parent. All right, so these are the parameterized bits that we had. So the parameterized bits that we have, you'll see the parameterized bits if I get rid of these arguments here. You'll notice I'm missing to add. Well, actually, you don't see them. I'm missing cursor and pixels, so I can move this up here. It's going to be a little bit efficiencies that we can do. To add is in here, and we want to replace this here. This pad left becomes to check, and then this here becomes the parent. Okay. And then did I miss anything? All right, so now I should be able to replace each one of these with add pad helper pad.left. I gotta add in all these things. Sorry, this is to add. We're propagating this through. And then this one would be our left track dot transform. So we're abstracting this. We're making an abstraction. We're pulling it out. And we're trying to simplify it so we don't repeat ourselves. Don't repeat yourself. Set pad position function. We could do it that way as well. I like this. Set pad position. I like that. Set pad position. It's true, there are no zero cost abstractions, Grumpy Game Dev. That is absolutely true. You're absolutely correct about that. That said, sometimes the abstractions help your brain. Sometimes they're good for your brain. All right, so now I can reduce it to these 4 calls, and it's a little bit easier for me to manage up, right, from a programmer standpoint. So I think programmer sanity is really important when you're programming anything non-trivial. And non-trivial means something slightly different for everybody. It means something slightly different. So we took this, now we set pad position for each one of these. I don't quite like this name still because it's doing a little bit more. But we have pulled that out in this way. You might even define this as a local helper function, so you don't have to worry too much about it, but making it private also makes it that way. Let's see if this worked. So the idea is when we add pad, we're gonna check where we're supposed to put these things, right? Where we're supposed to put these things, and then we come in. Folks, by the way, did you know the Grumpy Game Dev, incredible streamer, one of my favorite streamers. He gets up early, I get up early. I get to watch him. You know, if you like watching a madman make retro style games, roguelike games, text-based games, old school games using VB.net. Look, he is the world authority on VB.net, folks. World authority. Go check out the Grumpy Game Dev. And we do a coding kata every second Saturday of the month. So we'll be doing that's test-driven development coding kata with the Grumpy Game Dev. He forces me to be a better programmer. So come check it out. Beautiful streams, lovely times to be had by all. So I think this will add us in here. Let's check it out. This will be a refactor kata. It'll be a doozy. Oh boy. Grumpy Game Dev trying to make me look bad. I like it. I love it. Look. All right. I think we got it. So now, yeah, check that out. It adds those in the correct position. So we have essentially 4 beats of rest, and then it loads it in there. The next thing I want to do is make it so that way it adds the correct colors. I want it to add the correct colors in as well. But the idea being that our arrow track is going to move. So it's going to actually, I wish this would let me move a little bit. There we go. The arrow track is going to move and they all move up towards the top like that. So they just keep moving in towards the track like that. And that's going to be set. We'll calculate based on our quote unquote beats per minute where the top of our arrow tracks should be. All right. I'm loving it. I think it's coming along well. As you guys, let's do a commit. Let's get a commit in. Get status, get add, get status here, get commit -m, chore, implement, implement first draft of initialization, of track initialization. Okay, so we have that. Folks, I think my timer isn't working. My break timer seems to have been broken last month. I don't know what I did. I don't know why it's broken. But we've been going for a little over 90 minutes. You know, every 60 minutes, every 90 minutes, 2 hours tops. I like to take a break. I do have a little bit of bean water left, but I'm gonna top off my bean water. I'm gonna take some big drinks of regular water here. And when we come back, folks, we're gonna do some stretches. And I'm going to answer any questions you have. Be sure to submit your questions. It's okay if you don't have any, but submit your questions using the question command. We're going to answer your questions, and then we're going to hop back in to what are we calling this? Funky. What did I call it? I forget now. Song arrow database. Funky Dancer Pro, folks. FDP, Funky Dancer Pro. All right, Captain's going to take a break. We'll be back. Get your mom, get your dad, get your cousin, get your uncle. Hold on tight, and we'll return for some stretches. Be right back. All right, folks, the captain's back. I hope your fingers don't hurt by hanging on too hard. We are back. I've got myself this delicious cup of bean water. Look, this stream is brought to you by Don Francesco's Butterscotch Toffee Coffee. At your local superstore today. No, I just love no sponsorship. Hey, Don Francisco, if you want, look, Captain loves your coffee. Captain loves your coffee. All right, folks. You know, if you're like the captain, you're sitting at your desk all day, hunched over like a coding troll. Whatever type of troll you are, maybe an internet troll, whatever type of troll you are, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of those RSIs, those repeated stress injuries from sitting around typing. We got to stop every hour. Every 90 minutes, 2 hours time, you gotta stop.
Pay attention.
All right, you gotta pay attention. We're gonna stop. We're gonna take care of ourselves. So get on up with me. I'm gonna encourage you to, I'm gonna implore you. I implore you to stand on up, take care of yourselves. We're gonna start with a forearm stretch, a nice forearm stretch, folks. We're gonna grab those fingertips. This is gonna help stretch up. Get up and stretch. That's right. TA Studios. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy to have you here. Jay, I welcome you. Thank you for following me. Jay, I'm so happy here. All right, folks, grab those fingertips. Grab those fingers. You're gonna pull back until you get some tension in your forearm. Once you have any tension in your forearm, go ahead and stop there. You're just gonna hold it. If you have any pain, don't let go. You don't want any pain, especially in your wrist, in your elbow, in your shoulder. No pain anywhere, just a nice little stretch here. We're gonna hold this for 10 more seconds, and we're gonna switch this out. But yeah, we just wanna take care of ourselves. Look, the captain loves you. The captain loves you, which means that you should love you. And if you love you, you gotta love yourself. And if you love yourself, you gotta love that body. Go and roll that wrist out. And if you love that body, one thing you can do is take care of it by stretching it out. Jay, I'm so glad. Thank you for the hug, my friend. Go ahead and take those fingertips, pull them straight down. As soon as you have any tension, stop and hold it there. You don't want to pull too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself. Again, no pain. If you have any pain, go ahead and stop. Thank you for the doy bio. I appreciate that. We're just gonna hold this for 15 seconds, and you should be feeling that stretch across the top of your arm there. Get a nice little stretch in. Oh, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to be alive? Does it feel good to love ourselves, to love our bodies? Look, guys, get the whole family together. Get your dog, go and roll that wrist out. Get your dog, get your cat, get your bear, get your Uncle Bear into the room. We're gonna stretch the other fingertips up, go and pull back here, stretch across that forearm. Doesn't it feel good to get that stretch in, taking care of ourselves? Look, you gotta love yourself. The captain loves you. The captain loves you. Why don't you love you? For anyone who's new here, we might have some new people here. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator. Go and roll that wrist out. And that's my full-time job. I work at a school. We just went back yesterday. I teach at a school for ages 10 to 14, teaching the youth. I love teaching young kids how to program. It's absolutely like my dream job come true. Oh, yeah, doesn't this feel good taking care of it? But this stream here is dedicated to learning and coding and growing together as a crew. Go ahead and roll that wrist out, folks. Do your students call you Captain? No, my students call me Bob. Oh, shake it out. Doesn't that feel good? All right, folks, we're going to do some shoulder rolls next. Go and stand up straight. I bet you were hunched over like me. Stand up straight and roll those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to roll them back and back. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. And roll them forward. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. Oh, doesn't it feel good? Shake it out. Get that blood flowing, taking care of ourselves. Oh, yeah. Shake it out, folks. Thank you guys so much for joining me in those stretches. You know what you're going to get for joining me in those stretches? You're going to get 200 points. 200 points to all you beautiful people out there. The beautiful people. The beautiful viewers. Thank you guys for being here with the captain. Thank you for taking care of yourself. I know you did. I know you love yourself. Look, because you deserve to be loved. You're a lovely person. You're welcome. No, Jay, thank you. Thank you for being here to stretch with us. All right, I think that might have been enough time for my coffee to cool off. Oh, that bean water's good. Thank you for the nice, JD.
Seems good.
Thank you for the nice. Yeah, get a standing desk. I love my standing desk. All right, folks, we're gonna hop back in here. So for anyone who just joined us, it's here, MDS Ubuntu, welcome back. It was still on cooldown. Go, try it now. MDS, try it now. Do it. Try it. Yeah, thank you for the nice. Thank you for the nice. I appreciate you. So what are we doing? Today? Welcome to Game Dev Thursday. Every Thursday here, we do what I like to call, what Moon helped me. Thank you for the doy, JD. Game Dev Thursday, we try and implement a game mechanic every Thursday morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you happen to be, during whatever time it happens to be for you. Today, we're working on, insert clever name here, the ultimate rhythm dancing game. Jay says, I'm a retired Canadian veteran and been loving streaming, and I want to get into coding more. Awesome. Do it, my friend. You can get it. You're in the right place. Folks, look, did you know we have a Discord? We have a Discord with a lot of amazing people who want to help you. The whole point of this community is to help people learn to code, to get the confidence to ask questions, learn how to ask good questions. Folks, before we move on, before we keep working on our game here, I think we have one question, but if you have another question, feel free to ask it. You can use our question command here to ask me anything. Before we get into our next segment here, we're going to look at the question. Wavy asks, Wavy, thank you for your question. I made a repo for my game. Link, you got a link to your game, Wavy? Any chance you'd want to open, give it a look, and see if you can pinpoint my issue? Yeah, you got to give me more context. You got to tell us more. I don't know what your issue is. I don't have a link to your repository. When you ask a question, make sure you provide all of the relevant information. So yeah, Wavy, send me a link. We can open up, we take a look, and then describe what is the issue you're having. We'll take a looky-loo. We'll take a lickety-looky-loo at what's going on there before we hop back in. But I'll wait. We're waiting and waiting. Wavy, where are you? We need to get that link from Wavy to continue. Wavy, oh Wavy, I'm waiting for your link. Please give me the link so we can progress to the next thing today. Wavy, we're waiting on you. You're back. Where'd you go? How dare, Wavy. We were counting on you, my friend. How dare you leave? All right, thank you for the link. Let's check it out. Let's pull this up here. Let's get this bad. Pumpkin, Wavy Dev Ventures. What a name. All right, Pumpkin. All right, and describe your problem for us. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clone this. Let's go to my d/git here. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to queue those up for us. And make dir. My structure, I like to do it based on the username. It says Wavy Dev Ventures. Wavy. Make a directory for you. Wavy Dev Ventures. Wavy Dev Ventures. And we're going to clone this repository. Git clone. Like so. And then I'm assuming we can open this up in Unity. See Pumpkin. This is a Unity project. Looks like a Unity project. All right, let's go to our Unity hub. Here, we're going to add it in here. Open, add from disk. And this is our Git Wavy Dev Ventures Pumpkin. And I'm going to tell it should probably work. We'll go with the version that I have installed. And it might be like, hey, you can't do this. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to see if Pumpkin will open here. You remember we fixed the game not having the objects collide. I did something that messed it up, and for some reason, I can't get it to end when objects hit the ground and the UI is always there. Well, we'll take a look, my friend. We're going to take a looky-loo. Looky-loo at you, my friend. Just to see it. And guys, don't forget, we do have Showcase Saturdays. So if you are working on something, the third Saturday of each month. It doesn't even have to be programming or coding or game dev related at all. I want to know what you have been working on. So Saturday, September 16th, we'll be doing that. You can submit your projects or whatever. Maybe you did some art, maybe you made some music, whatever it is you're working on. The captain wants to see what you've been doing, and we're going to share it with the community. Even if you want to join on The Voice and come chat with me on that Saturday and just talk about what you're doing, I'd love to hear what you're doing there. So be sure to sign up. Also, while this learn, let's do a little bit other on Sunday. Captain Coder is doing a collab stream with Farron over at Farron's Cabinet. Incredible variety streamer, aspiring game developer, artist. They do it all. You got to check them out. The last Sunday of every month, Farron and I do a live programming lesson. So I'm helping Farron learn to program. So if you want to see that, be sure to follow Farron. And on Sunday, this coming Sunday, August 27th, folks, August 27th, we're going to be doing a live programming lesson with Farron. It'll be their second programming lesson. So be there or be a square, folks. Be there or be a square. All right, pumpkins loading. Yeah. So that's what we got. Well, this is loading. Let's, what can we do while this is loading? I guess I could work on something. I'm just going to get distracted and then I'm going to forget to come back. Wavy, if I forget to come back to it, remind me. I wanted to get the other colors in this. So right now it is loading them in the correct spots. I want to get the correct colors as well. So you'll notice in our scene, it loads them in the correct spots. If I were to extend, let's add some more to our song. If I were to extend the song here, boop the snoot, add some more stuff in here, add some more elements. And just to test it out, I think I can actually make it so we can have like a jump, a common jump would be down and left at the same time. So we haven't done that. We'll do this at 1,000. So you have to jump on it. And then let's do another 1,000 where you have to switch left down to up right like that. Let's see if this will, I just want to make sure that this will actually work when we run this. Just do some validation here, some technical validations, make sure things work. I don't know if technical validation is the right word here. So, did it work? Yeah. Up, left, down, right, down, jump, down, jump, bop, bop. Hang on. Oh, there it goes. All right, pumpkins loaded. Give me a second here. I just want to make sure this makes sense. Right. Okay, and then there's, so right, down, jump. Right, down, jump. All right, there we go. All right, we got it. All right, let's take a look at pumpkin here. All right, Wavy's project, pumpkin. Asking the question, do I need to open a different scene, I'm assuming? Sample scene, here we go. Okay, so if I run it, let's see what happens when I run it. This is a game, I believe, all right, so we're this ghost, and you're not supposed to let any of these things crash. All right, so what are you expecting, Wavy? So you have this game over on the screen. There's also an error here. It's saying null reference in our manager here. I need to, here is what is open here. Let me open this up. And I think you're using VS Code. Let's make sure this is on the correct package for me. VS Visual Studio. This needs, for me to use, this needs to be updated. When one hits the ground. Okay. So the basic idea here is we need to turn the game over screen on when one of these pumpkins touches the ground. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so here's we have two canvases. There's some little interesting going on here. Canvas. Okay, these are your text over game over. Which one is your game over screen? Game over screen here. Text. UI. What is this? Is this a canvas for us? Okay, so this is the game over panel. So you want the whole UI to turn on and off? Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with it off. All right. Our game manager is gonna turn this on. So we kind of want this, we want the ability for our game manager to turn our UI here on. So this will toggle it, disable, enable it. So we want to enable it. In our game manager, restart game UI, we're going to go ahead and attach the UI here. I'm assuming this, it won't let us attach it there. So it needs to be a restart game UI. Okay, so it's saying that this needs to be a restart game UI. So we look at our scripts here, restart game UI. Let's see if this works for us. See, I might have to switch to Visual Studio to make it work. So restart game UI, game over text, restart button, hide game over. Okay, so this I'm assuming should be attached to this UI, or is it this game? Where should this be attached? My guess here is it should be this thing. It should be our game over game, restart game UI like that. Game over text and restart button. This is our text, and this is our button, is sort of what it looks like here. All right, so if I hit run, I'm assuming that this will execute. So now we don't have this null. Oh, we might still have null. Still have a null here. Okay. But in our game manager, we can specify our UI now. So we have to have like types. Our UI had to be of type restart game component, has to have this component to fit into the slot. So you can think of these like puzzle pieces, and the shapes have to match. It happens to have the shape of a restart game UI. I'm gonna go and disable this UI here. And the idea being that the ground, let's run this. I'm just curious, that might fix it. That might fix it, is it might not have been attached to the wrong thing. Okay. So the idea though, all right, so what we're gonna do is when one of these interacts with the ground, so these guys, you have these pumpkins, spawn pumpkins, hang on, where is our falling object A and our falling object B? We want to detect when they've hit the ground. So we have a ground here, our ground collision checker. All right, so we have a ground collision checker. Has this as an is trigger. I don't know that they both need to be an is trigger. Let's see here. These have rigid bodies. Let's open this script here. And on trigger enter 2D, let's check to see if this is running. This is one of the things when we're going through a debug process. We want to make sure, and we're like not quite sure what's going on. It's like, is this code running? And I think I'm seeing the error right now. Is this code running? In trigger, and then we can say other.game object. We can see what the other object was, and we can actually just do other if we want here. All right, so if we're in this trigger, we're gonna do an other here. Equal game in. Hey, I'm doing beautifully well, my friend. How are you doing on this beautiful Thursday? I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. Welcome to Game Dev Thursday. We're currently in Q&A right now. Wavy's asking us to help out with the game they're working on. They're having a little trouble getting this collision detection work, so we're taking a look at that now. All right, so you'll see the players in right now. Now our falling objects are entering it, so it is triggering. It is triggering, but this is the other object. This is the other object. You're checking if the ground layer, right? You're checking for the ground layer, when in fact you want to check if it is one of these guys. You want to check if it's one of these guys, falling object A or falling object B. And so right now it says it's tagged as a collectible, maybe. You could add a different tag. You can add some other property to say when this thing touches. So what we're going to do though is for this case, I'm going to do game.otherObject.layer.ground. Let's see, are these on a layer? They're on the default layer. You could put them on a layer that is otherwise. But basically we need to detect if the game object dot hang on, falling object here is tag, get tag. I don't use tags often. Other dot tag game object dot tag is equal to, in this case, collectible. This might work. This might work here. There's a function for tag comparison. Compare tag. Denny, thank you. Yeah, I've used tag very rarely. Very compare tag. All right, thank you. Denny, thank you so much for that. Points, add Denny. 50 points to you, my friend. I appreciate it. Compare tag. Compare tag is a game object tagged with, beautiful. In this case, collectible, like that. And we gotta make sure it matches exactly. Case sensitive here. Now, we'll probably show the game and then call this. We're gonna find out. We'll find out very soon if this works. But you can notice like the thought process. We're like, okay, well, is this code executing? What line of code here is executing? What is the difference? Is this if statement? Why is this if statement false? I want it to be true. All right. So if this touches the ground, all right. So we're still not in there. We're still not in there. So let's take a look. This code didn't seem to actually execute in here. Maybe it did. All right. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. Let's add a debug.log. Is collectible, and I could be typing collectible wrong. Let's come over to my tags just to make sure. Add tag. Collectible. Can I not edit that? I didn't mean to add a sorting layer. Oh, it won't let me actually click and edit it. That's fascinating. Collectible. All right, is collectible. An alternative thing would be to add this into your collectible and have a script on your collectible that says when I collide with the ground. That's sort of another option here. And also it might just be that these are not working. So we're going to check, is the if statement executing? Is this thing true? And we're going to find that in a second as they start falling here. We is collectible. So we are in there. We are in that section of code. All right, so this section of code is executing. That section of code is executing. Show game over UI. Game over text. These things are getting set to true. Restart game. Hang on. Game over here. All right. And our UI, I think so basically we need to turn this UI on. This UI needs to be turned on. And so there's a bunch of different spots you could potentially do this. Restart game UI here. And then we could actually just do this dot set enable game object dot set active true. So we need to set this thing to be active. And we're referring to this game object here, this dot game object. We don't need the this because it's implied. And so we're going to actually turn our whole UI on, and you turn those things on. And it's possible that you don't actually need to have all of these things on or off. It depends, again, how you organize your code, how you do it. But the collision, I think, might have been the issue here. All right, let's see if this will... There it is. There it is. Okay. Wavy, I hope that was helpful. I hope that kind of answered your question. If it didn't answer your question, feel free to ask for additional clarification. But thank you for submitting your question. I appreciate it. I hope that was helpful. I hope you're able to make some progress on that. And thank you for asking your question, for asking and sharing your project with us, Wavy. 50 points to you, my friend. All right. All right, we're gonna hop back in here to our rhythm game. So here we are. So what are we doing today? What are we doing? It's Game Dev Thursday. We're playing around with how we might implement a rhythm game. We're getting the UI here. I'm so glad it helped, Wavy. I'm so glad it helped. And so right now we have it rendering all of our arrows, and they're getting rendered at the proper distance, but we want to change it to do a different color. It's so time consuming. Equal gaming. You've been working on a first person shooter in Roblox. It's so time consuming. It happens. Programming and stuff, it can be time consuming, but I hope it's I hope it's a good use. I hope it feels productive. Okay. So I want the colors. So in Dance Dance Revolution, in the rhythm games, it's good to have a color. Your brain will see the colors. It's really hard to distinguish. So green's going to be on the beat. Off beats need to be a different color. And so we need to be able to detect that based on the current beat. And so right now our database has left arrow, down arrow, up arrow, right arrow. We kind of need additional types of arrows. And so I think there's a couple ways I could do it. And I for me, to keep it simple, I'm gonna do left arrow, eighth, so we have, these are quarters, these are eighth, and then left arrow, 16th, right? And I might be do offbeat and then like quarter beat, whatever you might, this would be a half beat, maybe half beat, quarter beat. Yeah, we'll do quarter beat like this. And so I could write some structure to break it down a little bit more simply than this. But I think in my mind, this is how I'm going to do it. Left arrow, just to keep it so I'm not writing extra code, trying to keep it as simple as possible. You've been making games for over 1.5 years. I've been learning Unity since January, but I've been programming for over 20 years. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That said, I have done little tiny games here and there for much of my life. But I've really been, so I teach at a middle school, ages 10 to 14, and my students, I teach a C# class, and my students basically wanted me to teach a program, a Unity class. They're like, can you teach us Unity? Can you teach Unity? And I was like, I don't really know Unity. Everything I've done in Unity has been really hacky up to that point. And so I decided, okay, I got to see if I can actually learn Unity, and so I can teach it my way. So now we need to determine what beat we're on. If we're half beat, quarter beat, what are we closest to, and go with that color. So given our beat cursor, so 1000 is beat, on beat. 500 is half beat, and 250 is quarter beat. So I think we need to do I think we can do modulus math here. To determine which one we should be. And maybe I need to set up a enumerated type, but I think, can we be clever about it? I think I want to do this. I think I can do this. I do int beat offset. It's going to be equal to beat cursor mod 1000. All right. So if we mod 1000, we are going to get, this will be 0. Mod 1000 would be 0. Mod 1000 would be 500, and mod 1000 would be 250. So 0, 500, 250. Those are the ones we want. And so now I can do a pattern match where I actually do our beat offset like this. And I can actually say, well, if it's left and our offset is 0, we get the left arrow. Okay, like this. And if our offset's 0, these all be our basic ones. And so if you're not familiar with modulus arithmetic, this is doing division and then giving us the remainder. So if you remember long division, it tells us what the remainder is on that. So if we do it by 1000, we get 500 back, 250 back, etc. And we can sort of come through here and duplicate this. And so now if we are 250, sorry, I'm going to do 500 first. So it'll get us our half beats. So be half beat. So this one would be left arrow, half beat, right, half beat, half beat, half beat. And you can see I could write it something to manage this complexity and like build like a dictionary or some kind of thing that will find the closest. But I don't think that's necessary for what I'm doing. Instead, I'm gonna just have it, if someone tries to give us something crazy, we're just gonna blow up. We're just going to blow up. And so we can actually do some checks to ensure this, these things won't happen. But we're prototyping here. We're prototyping. And so this one's going to be our left arrow quarter beat, down arrow quarter beat, up arrow quarter beat, and then our right arrow quarter beat. And now I think we just got to set our objects. We need to add those as prefabs and swap out the image for it in that regard. And yeah, I think this will work for us. Let's have our database reload. And now we just have to update our database to include those. And then you could swap it out with whatever you happen with anything you kind of want in there. So this is our onbeats database, and I'm going to rename this to our arrow database like this. And our arrow database, we're going to swap these things out. So we have our prefabs, downbeat, left beat, right beat, upbeat. And I'm just going to swap these out. We could also make it an image that it swaps in. It's not super important. Yeah, so that's interesting. Can I do that? I feel like maybe that would be the correct thing to do, actually. Let's come in here. I have an idea here for my refactor. I'm going to make something here called public game object. What would we call this? Would be our template. All right. And this needs to have like a sprite on it. So for now, I'm gonna do game template. I'm actually gonna swap these to be, I think, our textured 2Ds. Let's take a look here, because really these have sprite renderers. All right, I think it's gonna manage this complexity a little bit better than what I was doing previously here. Zulu says, I've been here for all but a half an hour, and I thought I should say I already love the content. I've been coding professionally for about 12 years now, but just started my uni journey a few days ago. Zulu, I'm so happy you're here, my friend. I appreciate you. Yeah, so I've been having a good time. You need sprites for sprite renders. Yeah, so I think they're going to be sprites. All right, so it is, but they're images. This is why I wanted to double check. It's actually an image, not a sprite. Danny, that's why I want to check it out. Zulu, I'm glad you're enjoying it, my friend. Every Thursday is our game dev. Tuesdays is algorithms and data structures, and then Saturday, Sunday, we do something fun, a little bit different every weekend. But I'm glad to have you. Welcome to the crew, my friend. If you want to, feel free to join the Discord. Love to have you on board with us for your game dev journey. You're in a similar boat to me. I've been programming for over 20 years, and I'm just recently gotten to game dev, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I'm enjoying it very, very much. So here are our arrows. So yeah, I need it to be an image. So in this case, our template is actually an image like this, and Unity UI, I believe. Okay, and these are going to be, what is the source image on an image? It might be sprite. Let's find out. So our template dot sprite, templates dot, is it really called sprite? Why would they set it to source image here? Let's open up this thing here. So in Unity, if you ever want to look at the source code of something over here, if you click on the 3 dots, you can find edit script. And I want to know what source image is. Source image. All right. I just want to see what yeah, so it is, internally, it is sprite. It is built using the Unity UI. Exactly. So Denny, the reason I did that is I want the UI to scale properly. If we did it as just traditional game objects, it wouldn't, I don't think it would scale quite right. But yeah, I'm using the UI, and maybe I shouldn't be doing it that way. Maybe that's the wrong way to go. Sprite equals null. Let's see what type sprite is. Probably just sprite. Yeah, so these should all be sprites. Sprite. Again, we're managing complexity here. I feel that this is easier because I know if I wanted to make this as abstract as possible, where I could go on any beat, I would have to do something special where I have some sort of algorithm that determines it. Okay, so in this case, this is actually going to make a copy of our template and give us and set the sprites. Alternatively, we could have it give the sprite back, and then we have a template. I think having the template here is the correct thing to do, and then we get the sprite back. I think, again, programming, there's many ways to do it. I'm going to do it here. We're actually going to make a copy of our sprite. So we're going to do image clone equals, better way is to use the multiple cursor for this renaming. Ooh, that would have been smart. Oh, MDU, Ubuntu, absolutely, points, add. Let's show that off so people can see. If you are in VS Code, that would have been smart. Let's go back in time. Look how, did you see all the pain I went through here? All the pain I went through. MDS, so if I hold down Alt, is it Alt? I want to do Alt swap some. How do I get it to Shift Alt? Shift Alt. All right, so I know if I click and click, I hardly ever do this. I know if I holding down the Alt key, check this out. I hold down the Alt key. I am adding multiple cursor. This is the VS Code. In Visual Studio, it might also work. Look at this. I have multiple cursors here. I can write in all of those spots. I can write in all of those spots. Totally way more efficient. Way more efficient there. Thank you. Control Alt Arrow. I tried everything but Control Alt. All right, so alternate like an Alt Control Arrow, and then move my cursor around. It adds the cursor as I move. MDS Ubuntu, not Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Thank you so much for that add. Let's give you some bonus points again for the follow-up. Zulu, like I said, I'm still very new to this whole process, so I apologize in advance if I ask a lot of very basic questions. The first which is, what's the difference between a sprite and an image? Good question. Good question. It has to do with how Unity uses it. So in this case, conceptually, it's sort of, in some ways, it's a conceptual idea. A sprite is a different object than an image in Unity. The image here is this whole data type. The image has a sprite. The sprite is a source image, and it's also like, you can think of it as a texture. And so if we look at the sprite here, we come over to my sprite, I have what's called a sprite sheet. So I actually have a whole image that has 16 different sprites on it. 16 different sprites on it. And Unity lets us slice those. So I set it up so this has multiple sprites on it. And I've sliced it. I've defined how these are laid out in here. So we get one per. And now my sprite isn't the whole file. It's these different slices of it. So in gamedev, a sprite it lets us slice things up nicely. Okay, excellent question. And then essentially in Unity, we're using a canvas rather than the game object. The image itself is a type that has a sprite on it. Yeah. Yeah, Denny, I wasn't sure what would be the best one. So let me tell you why I did it this way. Is I know one of the reasons why I did it this way is I know I can set the pixel size of the screen this way rather than a unit size. And my pixel size, I know I was able to define it as 1 beat is 200 pixels. That's essentially what it is. 'Cause I knew my arrow was going to be 200 pixels tall. And so I more easily, I could do some math to figure that out, but this was like just a simple way for me to do it here. So we are doing it with canvas objects in here. Yeah, so I don't know that there's a particularly good reason one way or the other. They're just different. They're just different. I've broken something. My code is no longer compiling. Because I changed these to sprites. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to give us back a game object. And so we're going to have an image, new image is going to be equal to our, I'm noticing there's going to be some issues. Instantiate. I'm going to have to set the parent. I'm going to have to adjust my code here. So I'm refactoring here. This is going to take in our template like this. And I'm going to say that this is going to give us back an image. It knows we're getting back an image. And our new image dot sprite is going to be one of these things. So these are the sprites we're pulling out, right? So I'm going to change this here to be a public sprite load sprite. This is going to be a pad direction, int beat cursor. Add direction, and I could put this directly in my method here as well. I just for whatever reason, this feels a little bit simpler to me. Load is now doing 2 things instead of 1, so you try and do 1 thing. In this case, our sprite is going to now just be load sprite, and maybe I'll make this private beat cursor and then direction like that. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to return my new image. New image is not a game object. Dot game object is what I do. So the image, it's because image is a component, it's a mono behavior, and a mono behavior is attached. Mono behavior is attached to the game object. And so this is the game object. Created it. There we go. That makes sense. Ben, welcome back to the stream, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Zulu, so for, say, a character model or something animated, you can have every potential state in a single image so you're not constantly loading from memory. Yeah, so the idea is it's a little bit more, the sprite sheet loads that image once in memory, and it's a little bit more efficient because it ends up being rasterized. Raster means that like all the pixels are X, one big picture, and you just chunk it out like that. Have you considered using serialized field private for this, or do you plan on accessing the sprites from another class? I should make these private. These should totally be private. I tend to do it this way. All right. We're gonna use Ubuntu's. All right, we're gonna change these to private. Check this out. We're gonna change these to private. Hopefully, this is gonna make everything really upset with us. It's gonna make everything really upset with us. And then can I add in? All right, we're gonna see if we can do it all here with our multiple. By oops, too many cursors. Let's try again. Enter serialize field. All right. Will Unity still be able to find all of these? And Profits TV, welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy to have you back on this beautiful day. How the heck are you doing, my friend? I've heard that. I've heard that. That they're expensive in that way. You know what? That's an excellent point. That's a really excellent point. I hadn't considered that. That's a really, really good point. Maybe we should do this as game objects. This is a bit of a prototype to see how it goes. That makes sense, though. I hadn't considered that. Lime Blossom, thank you for the suggestion. And Javasaurus X, welcome to the stream. Well, I think it's based on all of these sprite things. So by default, I think if all the mouse interactions are firing events as I'm moving things around on the screen, I think all the mouse interactions are happening. That didn't work out too well because I hadn't finished writing my code here. I think I have some. All right, so this is returning a game object. And then the game object, I'm gonna make this take in an option, maybe transform parent here. I'm gonna have it take in a parent object to put it in, and that's gonna make things a little bit easier for me in this refactor, where we're gonna pass the parent in here. Because before we were instantiating, now the database actually instantiates it. And so to make it clear that this is creating a game object, I'm going to instantiate. I'm going to make my database's method instantiate like that. To make it clear in my mind that this is creating a game object when we do this. Multiple chalk piece holders. Zulu, when you have the yes, the old Simpson, he's right. He has to write on the board. He has the chalk, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's hilarious when I'm using the multiple cursor. That's funny. Okay. Let's test this out. How did we do? Oh, I haven't finished. There's going to be nulls in my database. I haven't finished updating my database. I only need one of these now. Let's come to my database, Arrow database. My template is actually one of these. And really, I don't even care about that too much. I could always just create a new game object with it as well. I almost don't need the template, but it just makes my life a little bit easier here. Songs, boop, Arrow database, open up the properties so that I can keep this window open and drag these prefabs in. I'm just gonna make the template the down beat, and then I need to come in and set all of the sprites. So left arrow, so these are all lefts, half beat, left arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, up arrow, up arrow, and our up arrow here, and then our right arrow, right arrow, right arrow. Okay, hold on to your butts, everybody. Let's see how we did. Click that little play button. See if we did any. See how we looky-loo. I didn't get any errors. Okay. All right, our offbeats looking all right. So one thing that's in my mind that I'm not entirely sure. I'm like in Dan. I kind of need to go play Dance Dance Revolution a little bit. I don't know. Like, this feels wrong. I think the layering on these is backwards. I think this blue should be on top because it comes first, and like it's weird because this one looks correct to me, but this one looks incorrect to me. You know what it is? I think all the blues need to be on a slightly different layer. They need to be behind our green. I think green needs to always be on top. Let's add some quarter beats to our song here and see what that looks like as well. So our boop the snoot. Let's add in some quarter beats. So we'll add in some quarter beat. You can sort exactly Lime Blossom. We're gonna do a layer position sort based on the beat. So the beat will determine our sorting layer here. So let's add in a few more. I want to go left, right really fast. Left. It's going to be our 250 here. Left. It's interesting. It gets a little bit confusing. I need to write an editor here. Let's delete this one. Let's delete this one. I want to do left, right, add right. Can I copy? Well, let me paste it twice. If I hit add, it'll add both. Did not. Left, right, left, right. All right, let's see what that looks like. Make sure that loaded. Okay, we didn't get any errors. Something did not load properly here. The method did not. Okay, so our 250 did not like 250. And so our error is in our database, line 58. We made it here. Our beat cursor. Oh, you know why? Is because we ended up with 750 somewhere. We ended up with 750, which should be okay. So 250 and 750 actually are possible options, which is interesting. So it's almost like 1,500 kind of work, but we have one with 750 here. So we have 750 is an option. So one thing I can do, and I don't like this. Is one option we can say is, oh well, 750 shows up like this. I believe we have a 750 in here because we go ... right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. It's gonna be 0, 250, 500, 750. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be a hacky thing to do with 750. I don't completely hate it, but I think there's definitely a better way to do it. When we do it that way, let's verify that my thought is correct here. We're gonna come in. We're gonna verify this. Clear that out. We're gonna go ahead and run this. And we should have left, right. Ooh, that's interesting. You know, is that what it would look like? I think that is what it was look like in DDR, a Dance Dance Revolution. I was expecting it to be like blue, red. So it is in the correct positions. It's just this is on the on beat. That's super interesting. My brain, like the math, the stuff, it made sense to me. It kind of has to do with actually there's something interesting here that I don't quite understand what I should be doing. Oh, no. It's because I'm on an offbeat. I'm on an offbeat here. So we need to get back on an on beat. Let's go with a 500 here. Let's rerun this. Did it actually take? Can you edit scriptable objects in play mode? Does it reset when you edit it? There we go. This looks correct to me. Up, left, down, right, down, jump, left, right. Okay, that looks correct to me now. Okay. Cool. Line was you could sort by Y percentage to keep the highest layer on top, but I'm not sure if that's what you want. No. So it's not. That's not what I want. I want. It should be green is above blue and blue is above red. So it's based on the color. Green is always on top blue of everything. Blue is on top of red. So green, blue, red is the sorted order of that. So the green here should actually be on top. And so it's interesting, these little details that I hadn't noticed until I started doing this. And because I've played DDR so much, I'm like, this looks slightly wrong. And now I'm looking at it going like, oh, there we go. So it's actually loading up our arrows for us in that way. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. The order, the sort order, and in our image has a, our image doesn't have, you know what? This is wild to me. Our image doesn't have a sort order. That is interesting. The order is just how it appears in that layer. Exactly, Zulu. That's exactly right. So green is on the beat. Blue is a half beat, and red is a quarter beat. So if you were looking at a music program here, so we have this music. Let me turn my volume up. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it without me adjusting my volume. Give me a second here. Audio, I'm looking for you. That's weird. Okay, there it is. Let's adjust that real quick. Let's hit play here. I'll turn it up just a little bit so you can hear it a little bit more. The idea here is that each one of these is a beat. So every 4 is a beat. Every 4 is a beat. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The blues would be the half beat. So this is called an eighth note. It's like the upbeat. And then the 16, right there would be an addition. So we can actually add that in here if we want. So this here, this one and this one are actually reds. So like you can visualize it, and your brain will see these patterns, and it helps you play the game. Like you learn these patterns subconsciously when you're playing the game. In the rhythm games, you subconsciously learn those patterns, but it's there to help you. If it's all just one color, it turns out like in the arcade they have harder modes where you can actually set it so that the colors are all the same, and it turns out it's crazy hard to see because your brain is noticing those things. Same with playing music. When you play, I don't know if you've ever played music. When you play music, your brain recognizes the number of flags. Let me open up a music program here, MuseScore. When you play music, your brain actually figures out, your brain finds these patterns here and learns it, where you know how long the duration of a note is based on what it looks. The number of flags on it determines how long the duration is, and your brain starts remembering these patterns. So this one is on, off, da, 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 da. And down here, these are the 8 beats. Da, 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 da. Cool, gotcha. So like in this case, this is a rhythm here, which is on, off, on, off. On, off, on, off. And so if we listen to it, it like adds that driving feel to it. And so the same way our brains, when we're learning music, learns this, can see these things and visualize them. And your brain you start doing what's called audiation. You know, when you close your eyes, you can imagine like a shape or something. When you hear music, you can like imagine music. That's called audiating. And if you play music and you write music and you do stuff long enough, you start to audiate these rhythms, and you can look at this and sort of like hear it without even playing it, especially rhythms. The chords, I can kind of hear the chords here. if I close my eyes and do it as well. Just so you know, I went to school to be a music teacher. I went to school to be a music teacher originally. I became a computer science teacher. But same thing with visualizing. You want to give your player the ability to visualize and see these patterns to remember where that's going to be, right? Where it's going to be dot dot dot. So dot 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 dot. Right, so you want to, and of course, people here are like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? These noises you're making." All right, so we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop rhythming here now. Thank you for asking. Excellent question. Turn my music back on here, so you guys don't have to listen to that. The horrificness that is me. Yeah, but I don't know if I'd ever picked up on that. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. When I was doing this, I was going like, you know what? This is why it looks wrong to me. I was going like, something doesn't look quite right. And it's like, oh, it's because the colors. It's because the colors. The green needs to be on top there. There's like these things your brain does to see things. Okay, let's get our... So here's what's interesting is on an image, if this was a sprite, if we had a sprite render, you can have layers, but image doesn't have a layer, which is interesting. The order is coming from, I didn't realize this, but for canvases, apparently, this is something new. Today I learned, maybe. The order is actually related to this. Look, when I swap those, that changes the order. That changes the order, which is fascinating. So I can't just set a sorting order on an image here. If I'd done this as game objects with sprite renderers, I could set a layer, which is what my thought was. But now I need to actually have, and this feels painful at this point, my tracks need to have 3 different containers, one for chord notes, one for 8th notes, and one for 16th notes. Z position, let's try that. MDS Ubuntu, that's a good idea. Let's give that a shot. Wavy, congratulations. I'm glad to hear it. You're gonna share it during the showcase, my friend. Let's see if we can do it on the Y. Not really a quad is generated for each element on the canvas. Let's see if we can do it with the Z. Z doesn't appear to help. Z doesn't appear to help or change anything. So that's a little bit disappointing. So we're gonna have to, yeah. So I'm kind of wishing we did this as game objects. It'd be a little bit easier as game objects to do that. Now I'm gonna have to have a different. I'm gonna have to manually create some layers for these things. Manually create layers for them to drop them in the correct bucket, and that feels very painful. That feels very painful to do. Yeah, that feels really painful. Alternatively, I could put them in there and then do some crazy sorting based off their Y position. Nope, that won't work. That won't work. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a simple. I've chosen to do this as a canvas, and I feel like this is where prototypes are interesting. We're finding the pain points as we move along here, and this is certainly a pain point. Of all of my greens need to be sort of at the bottom, right? So these ones would be below here. All the blue ones. So now it looks right to me. Same with this one. The green ones, we need to like add these in a different order. Oh man, what a pain. Yeah, that feels a little painful to me. So I'm trying to consider. I have some options. One option I'm considering is having an object here internally that is our on beat, half beat, and quarter beat. And then these happen to be sorted in the right spot. And as we render these, it just sort of chooses the correct place. These would be half beats. This one would be in a half beat. So we know all the half beats are on the same layer. All of the quarter beats are on the same layer. Like that. So we could do it that way, then our quarter beats are going to come in and we'll drop them into those buckets. And now I've had to manually do the layer because I chose to do it as a canvas. It's because the canvas renders sort of top to bottom like that, I suppose. That seems to be what it's doing. I don't really know internally how it's defined, but that seems to be the way it's defined internally. It feels painful to me. That feels painful to me. But how would I do that? How would I do? So I load the sprite, and then I have to choose. So I'd have to select the parent ahead of time and pass it inside. Let's look at this as an option. I'm gonna do a commit here. Get status. I'm gonna do a commit here. Decide whether or not I like my next implementation detail. Get commit -m chore. Add database. Oh, this is in the wrong. I'm in the wrong folder. Exit here. That was Wavy's project. Get status. Get add. Get commit -m chore update arrow database to include 3 beat types. I'm going to push that up. Okay, so doing all right with that. Not bad at all. Let me think here. Would assigning parents based on the color make it easier? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I want to do with it. And so part of me, the question, Danny, is like, where do I save that information? How do I go about doing that in a way that isn't convoluted? And so let me come into I have this arrow track prefab, right? And each one of these now needs to have like a beat. So we have left track, and then internally, we're gonna create an empty, and this is gonna be on half quarter, like this, on half quarter, and the order needs to be in this way. So assign it based on the color. That's exactly what we need to do. And now we have all these buckets that we have to go in and drop things into. So it's like it's this slightly painful turtles on the way down. So now I kind of want to have a script that says track, and track has 3 slots. I have my arrow tracks. Arrow tracks has my left track, down track, up track, right track. And then I need a sub track. Each one of those has 3 spots, quarter, half, on. And I could, let's put these, let's make a copy of these. Paste as children. Paste as chilled. Paste as child. Be our right arrow template. I need to actually go into, there's like there are certain decisions I made that made this painful. But yeah, this is essentially what we want to do, is have these, and we need something. So now it's not quite as easy as coming in here in our arrow tracks and saying destroy all of our children when we start. We actually need to go into our sub children inside of those and find them and destroy all the children of those things, or recreate them. That might be we'll call this, I'm gonna rename this setup track. Initialize track. Okay. It's going to go ahead and destroy all of the children, and then it's going to add in 3 containers. And this is hacky, folks. I feel like this is a hack here. And so we're just going to But sometimes you write hacks when you're doing prototypes, and we'll reconsider this. I think I'm going to come back and I want to rewrite this using game objects for sure. So transform child parent, and then in our parent, we basically want to add in 3 container objects. Game object, new game object. This one is called on, and I give it a parent. Can I give game object a parent? Game object container on. Game objects. Is there a better constructor? Can I give it a transform that's the parent? I can't. Can I just do an instantiate with nothing? Will that let me? Let's see. Instantiate. I have to give it an original. Okay. On, and these are just containers. On dot transform dot parent dot. Yeah, it would be better if I didn't have to do it this way. It'd be better if I didn't have to do it this way. Coleslaw, welcome back to the stream. Month 10 of JavaScript. Feel like throwing my laptop out the window, closing my head in front of the door. That's a normal feeling if you're learning to program. That's a very normal feeling, my friend. You know, but that you know that pain you're having. That's your brain growing. That's your brain growing. Yeah, it's totally normal. You're not an idiot, my friend. You're amazing. You're amazing. Coleslaw, I'm happy to have you back with us. Have to take a break? Yes. Always good to take a break. Okay, folks, I'm almost out of time here. I'm gonna stop here. Next Thursday, we'll be back for more Game Dev Thursday. Every Thursday is Game Dev Thursday. But we'll be back next time. Should I also make a game like this? Sure. There's nothing. What's stopping you? There's nothing stopping you, my friend. It'd be great to see you make a game like this. We're gonna stop coding here just in case there's questions. If you have a question for me, go ahead and ask me a question. You can use the question command, but we're gonna wrap up a little bit here. I'm gonna think about next time. All right, so next Thursday, I think I'm enjoying this a lot. I think we'll be back. We'll keep working on this on Thursday. I might do some refactoring off stream to get this in a slightly better place for myself, but I'm having a lot of fun doing this. The ordering here, I might refactor it using game objects rather than canvas objects. I think using the canvas was a mistake, but I'm gonna play around with it. We'll see. That said, folks, I do have to get ready for work. I have work in about 45 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, we're gonna raid out of here. I'm gonna find someone to hop on over to. And I just want to say I've had a beautiful day. Also, I sent the new version of my song and music. Awesome, folks. A little bit of self-promotion here. Be sure to get on the Discord to know when the next event's going. Sunday. We are going to be doing a collab stream. If you're learning to program or you just want to see how I teach programming, Farron is learning to program. Go over to Farron's Cabinet on Sunday. We're going to be doing a live programming lesson. I'm a computer science teacher. I teach computer science and programming. Thank you so much for the follow, Wave Morph. I'd like to welcome you to the crew. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Academy. Happy to have you here. But yeah, join the Discord. Sunday, we're gonna be doing that. Tuesday, we'll be back with some data structures and algorithms. Next Thursday, every Thursday, Game Dev Thursday. So have a beautiful day, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you're welcome back anytime. Let's find someone to raid. Here. Twitch. Coastal says, I'm going to color my crayons for an hour or two. Color with my crayons. Thank you for this environment. I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you guys have made this such a fun place to hang out. Let's check on, we're gonna do a raid Clayman Dev, folks. Clayman Dev, incredible game developer. Let's give a shout out to Clayman real quick. Clayman, making a game, Epic Hero game. Be sure to wishlist it. We're gonna go give him some love. Raid Clayman Dev, folks. Remember, You're all beautiful people out there. Keep, once again, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to click that button so you know when I'm going live. If you're on the Discord, you'll see it as well. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Love you guys very much. See you on Sunday. We'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.